You gotta really read this Tupac book, bro. This Tupac book is crazy.
I didn't know he had a Tupac book out. I just read the Teddy Riley book.
No, this book is written by Jeff Pearlman. Jeff wrote a book called Showtime, and
Was that the journalist who
Showtime
wrote that
book,
book?
huh?
That was the journalist, the white dude who wrote it? Is
Yeah,
that
it's
yeah,
fire
all right.
though.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, trip off this. So when she was trying to figure out his name and changing his name, she named him initially after Parrish. That name comes from a sister that was an actress that was like a, a sister that was an actress that was an activist. Um, Parrish, that's where that name comes from. Lassane her sister's her sister's marriage name, right? So it's her sister's marriage name, like the husband of her sister, the marriage name, and Crooks is the name of her partner that she was in jail with that got really close. You know what I mean? And I guess they messed around, whatever, but they was like close. She had her back when she was pregnant.
Mm.
And this is like a really dope post out of it. It's when you think about the first two Tupacs, right? The first Tupac, right? Within a year, so after Tupac's death in 1545, his son each took a turn. His sons each took a turn serving as a ruler. By the time his fourth and youngest son, or his fourth and youngest child, right, was handed the crown in 1571, Spain determined that it was time to conquer. I think it's pronounced Vicambaba. Vicambaba, Bamba, Vicambamba. Within a year, the son was captured and brought to Cusco, tried and sentenced to death. His name Tupac Amaru. On the morning of November 14, 1572, he was dragged into the central plaza of Cusco, where thousands of residents gathered around. Four horses were walked into the square, each one tied to one of Tupac's limbs. Horses tugged at the end of each rope in an effort to tear the rebel limb from limb, yet they couldn't tear him apart, wrote the historian Miguel Lacerna. It would do wonders for the insurgents' mystique. Tupac Amaru, more powerful than four horses. Tupac Amaru, the Inca incarnate with supernatural strength. Tupac Amaru, the anti-colonial hero who refused to die. The defiance didn't last. Tupac Amaru's head and limbs were chopped off his body, then displayed as threats to those who still resisting Spanish rule. As threats to those still resisting Spanish rule. 160 years later, Jose Gabriel was born in Cusco to a father who served as magistrate of three towns. Jose Gabriel's parents died when he was 16, and in his early 20s, he too became a magistrate, while repeatedly urging the ruling Spanish governors to lower taxes for locals. After being ignored, Jose Gabriel took two major steps. He kickstarted an uprising to fight for the freedoms of indigenous and enslaved people, and he changed his name. The self-anointed Tupac Amaru II led a valiant rebellion that included the capturing of the town of Sangara. Yet early successes fade, and on May 18, 1781, Tupac Amaru II was captured, taken to Plaza de Armas and in Cusco, and forced to watch his wife, son, uncle, and brother-in-law have their tongues removed, then their heads chopped off. Tupac Amaru's death was even more gruesome. First, his tongue was removed, then his arms and legs, like his namesake, tied to horses. Lastly, he was beheaded. At the same time, his torso was burned in a bonfire. His head was placed atop a pike and displayed outside the city of Tinta. Although Tupac Amaru and Tupac Amaru II both died, The legends persisted. They emerged as symbols of fighting for what's right, even when the odds seem impossible.
Mm.
That is crazy.
That is. That name carried some
Trip. Once Karen, so I think so. This is one of the ladies who looked out. It was a Jewish lady that looked out for Tupac. Let Tupac's mom let Afeni come stay with her. Once Karen Caddison finished her story, Afeni knew what she would call her son.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
God damn. I would have heard that story and be like, man, I ain't calling my son that.
Hell no, word. That shit seemed like that shit come with some shit on it, boy. And he carried it out too.
A cold, woo, next level.
Wow.
So imagine like you rapping with the knowledge of all of this perspective of what's happening.
Yeah.
You feel me? You rapping with the knowledge of this person's name, who that you have.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why his rhymes always came across like he lived it. Yeah, that was Afeni. Hey, this book, y'all need to get Only God Can Judge Me by Jeff Pearlman. Jeff is one of the best. I read another book from Jeff called Showtime. It was about the Showtime Lakers in that time period. And
was that what it
book became the premise of
the what's name? Winning Time. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I'm about to ask you. Yep. Yeah.
So I was thinking to myself, like, so I know the type of researcher, and I know Jeff. So when Jeff was first working on this book, I remember telling you, Trap, that he found Brenda's baby. Right? He found Brenda's baby, right? The story of Brenda's got a baby. He found the baby first, right? And, you know, he meets the baby. The baby is doing well, you know, exceeding in life, but kind of knew the story that his parents, he got adopted through a traumatic situation. And he finds out, right? He finds out that, the Tupac song is about him. He goes back, meets his family that still live in the same projects in Brooklyn, right? Meets the family. Jeff finds the mom, finds Brenda, the character that Brenda was built on, right? Now, mind you, the son, right? His name is, hold on, I'm gonna tell you his name. It's funny because this is how he kicks off the book, the introduction, which is fire.
That's how the book starts off with that part right there?
That's the introduction into the book. Devon. So Devon is Brenda's son. So he finds Devon. Devon he lives in Vegas now. He's doing well for himself. Mike Trap, they say your mic is loud.
Who's saying that, bro?
No, that's what Jerry Westside said.
All right.
So they find Devon, right? They find Devon, right? Who is the story of Brenda's baby, right? Brenda's baby is Devon. And, he's doing well. Again, he's succeeding, everything. He realizes his family. He realizes he's the guy from the story and Brenda's got a baby. He goes back to New York, meets the family. The family's still living in the projects. Feel me? He meets the family and they showing him love, feed him and all that. He like, damn. And they like, man, we haven't heard from your mom in years. They assume she had passed away. So he goes back home, whatever. Jeff takes it upon himself to research, right, and have his team research the Brenda character. They find the Brenda's character, right? The Brenda's, her name is, this book is crazy. Brenda's name is, hold on, let me tell you. Jeanette. So Jeanette, Brenda's name is Jeanette. So he finds Jeanette and like, yo, I found your son. So Jeanette is freaking out, like, damn, I've been looking for him. I thought the worst. So the story, even though Brenda's got a baby, is loosely based off of this story. right? When when Jeanette threw her actual son in the trash chute at 12 years old, right? They actually figure out it's Jeanette's son, and they let Jeanette come to the hospital and name her son. So she names Brenda's baby Devon, right? She named her son. Right? So she named her son Devon, right? She named her son Devon, and they put the baby up for adoption. The baby get adopted. Circling back, right? So Jeff finds Devon, right, who is Brenda's baby. Brenda is based off of this lady named Jeanette, this 12-year-old girl that got, had a baby by her cousin, threw the baby in the trash, da da da. She finds who Jeanette is. Jeanette lives in Jersey. She starts freaking out, like, man, I was looking for my son. I had been looking for him. And she's like, yeah, I'm from Jersey. And I said, okay, well, we want to make sure we reunite y'all. She said, okay, I'll call you back when I get home I'll call you when I make it home to Jersey. I was like, okay, where are you at now? She's like, I came to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. They said, where's the Chili Peppers concert? In Vegas, where the son lives. So Jeff is there when the son and Brenda meet.
Yeah, that was fire.
The book is called Only God Can Judge Me by Jeff Pearlman. It's like low-key fire. It's low-key fire. Low-key fire. It's a good book, and the type of researcher Jeff is, like, just finding different ideas. And look, if you're a Tupac fan, I remember going through this with Tupac Must Die. What up, Key? I remember going through this with Tupac Must Die, where people took it negatively. Like, they have placed human beings, they have positioned human beings to where I don't even know kind of what it is. I don't even know what it is. I'd be telling you a lie if I tried to assume what they were thinking. I still to this day cannot figure out what people were mad at with Tupac Must Die. Like, I've heard people, and then they say, well, the title, and I'm like, the title Tupac Must Die sounded instant to you? Like, I don't even think I've ever heard that title and thought to myself, this was something mean to say. Like, I purposely made it poetic. Like, it's Tupac Must Die, like Romeo must die, like John Tucker must die. Like, that is not how somebody from the streets would say that. So I don't quite understand kind of, and I'm going to call people fake Tupac fans. Like, there's a lot of fake Christians, I mean, people that just, it's easy to just align yourself without believing things about people. But if you are somebody who really love people and you love the things that make them great, not the bullshit where maybe somebody has to be perfect, or you need to put them in a place to where their life is totally supreme. But if you really want to read a great story on humans and the rises, the falls, like, even when he's talking about Afeni in this book, like, you could see her brilliance and you could see what make her human. Like, I never knew the story that Afeni, right, when she was a Black Panther, when they was in Harlem doing the Black Panther stuff, she went pro-per. She defended herself in that big case.
Yeah.
Lumumba. She defended herself and beat the state. Like, this sister beat the state. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't never know that. But I did know the stories, because Tupac did tell me that his mom was on drugs and she did crack and sometimes she didn't have no money. But this book explains why. So yeah, they talk about, the mom kind of being into drinking and, young kind of, because it was that time. I tell you this story all the time about the late 60s and early 70s, even the early Crips, right? The Crips in the 60s they get off, Raymond Washington's wife, right? Bonnie and Raymond, and excuse me, not Raymond, Tookie's wife. Tookie, all of them, the black people in the 50s and 60s, they was experimenting with red devils, drugs, and alcohol really young. They not like us, our age trap. We didn't, the thing my homies about to do was smoke some weed when they was, I don't even think I remember having homies in elementary or middle school. Maybe middle school people start smoking weed, but for sure wasn't nobody doing no goddamn red devils. So to think about black life in, black life in the late 50s and 60s going into the 70s, where the kids were already starting to experiment with drugs.
Yeah.
And
I think within our generation, we more so was, I think it was coming off of heavy on the anti-drug shit though. We wasn't like, we smoked weed and about that hard drug shit though. Not in the 90s and shit like that. That shit was like down on.
Yeah, but he does a really good job to me of, because again, the negative things about Afeni through Pac songs. And I don't mean negative like bashing negative, like her shortcomings through Tupac songs, right? You knew she was on drugs, you knew they didn't have no money, you knew these things. You knew that she loved her son, but you didn't. I never in my life realized that this lady fought the state in that case and kicked the shit out of the state in a case that they could have gave her 300 years over. That shit is fire. And what I really appreciate is how well he frames the dysfunction of a black woman coming up at that time. Like framing, like we all knew black people had dysfunctions and a bunch of stuff going wrong. Black people had a bunch of stuff, but people don't do a good job to me of framing, like people don't do a good job of framing why. And he explains kind of, it's raw, but it's there. So I cannot wait to finish this. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to hear. I don't. Jeff is the kind of person as a researcher that is so serious on facts. You feel me? I would not play with it. But yeah, I'm not really, it's really dope. But Jeff is a serious researcher, so I know he's not gonna play with it, and it don't make sense. But that shit is dope. Make sure y'all get that. Only God Could Judge Me. Jeff Pearlman, get into it. I know they said, Cuz said something, but I'd advise you to read it yourself because this is a different time.
What you mean, Cuz said something? What happened? What you mean?
Not
somebody had something to say about the book
from Jersey that was under Pac. He was like a baby at
not
that
Gaddafi.
time. He be doing all the interviews now.
Napoleon,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know what I mean? Anytime something people feel like they think something is like negative, anything that feels remotely negative, they kind of just be on it. But to me, I don't think I take any of I don't think I take negative information on anybody in the world as negative. Like I think it just humanizes the thing. It's like when I realized Michael Jackson was a much better student than a natural person. Like that shit works for me. Like I really appreciate when humans, when you see the human experience of most humans. You know what I mean? Most people don't. Most people need to put people in godly tears to really enjoy it. Which brings us to the first topic of the conversation. No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here, noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. If you're on East Coast, we're going to get you through your lunch hour. If you're on YouTube, please like this. So if you're on your phone, YouTube, double tap the screen. If you're on Twitter, retweet this link. If you're on Facebook, share this post. Tell a friend to tell a friend that the table is going in today. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. New episode dropping tomorrow. Got my brother Lex, Jobs, Trap. It's a great conversation. Make sure y'all check it out. It's really, really, really dope. You can listen to the No Ceilings podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts from. The No Ceilings podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart, and sponsor mealsbymanny.com, MANNIE.com for the 2027. If you don't feel like cooking, you want to lose weight or gain weight, hit up mealsbymanny.com. Manny will get your meals right. Trust me. And if you somewhere else and you want to cook your own meals, get you some of that hood fire seasoning from Meals by Manny right now. MANNIE.com. Make sure y'all hit that up. Again, it brings me to this first topic. My man Nip Hustle was my boy, solid brother, solid homie, solid comrade. Marathon Burgers opening everywhere. New Marathon Burger opening in Long Beach. Just opened yesterday. Stevie Wonder went.
Seen
Snoop
that, right?
Dogg is in partners with this particular franchise version. They're working on a franchise version of they're working on a franchise for Times Square.
What? They bring one to New York?
Yes.
That's fire.
Shout out to Miss Hummus. G, can we get an update on the shooting at Marathon? It's a waste of time. No need to talk about that silliness. It was a block and a half away or something. People was leaving. Has nothing to do with the business. We're not going to waste time talking about that silliness. We're going to focus on the fact that my boy would be smiling down right now. If my boy was here right now, he'd be losing his mind. He'd be losing his mind, bro. He'd be going crazy right now. And to watch all them people come out and man, it was dope. Like, you know, I remember him coming up with Marathon. Like, I remember that time. I remember him that being part of his brand. So to watch that transition into this Marathon Burgers is really, really, really dope.
Yeah, that's major right there, man. For the culture, man. I seen Stevie pull up there. Stevie was chilling. He was playing the All I Do. Stevie, yeah, that was dope, man. I ain't been to Marathon, but I've been to Cali, though, man. We got to go through there when I come out there, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you there. It's not far from Sony. It's close.
Well, you got to take me through there. I ain't been, all the time I've been to Cali, I ain't never been to Marathon
yet. Yeah, Marathon is dope.
Yeah.
I haven't tasted the food neither. I did taste the food, but I haven't went to the facility yet in West LA.
Opening up one in Times Square is crazy.
Yeah,
that's fire.
And he loved New York. Him and J Rock, we made it our business that we was going to go to New York and establish this different type of bridge to me that our predecessors didn't have.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope too. And we all start going to New York all the time and building there, and it was dope.
Yeah. Nah, that'd be dope, man. That's gonna be really dope when they come out here. I can just imagine how it's gonna be in damn Times Square when they open that shit up. Y'all think the shit out there be crazy? These motherfuckers is hype beasts. They gonna pull up. It's gonna be down the when they opened the Chick-fil-A down there by Times Square. That shit went down the block and that shit was around the corner. All type Nipsey's joint.
It's funny because this was kind of his idea. Like, he felt it was going to be like a t-shirt store, but man, if Marathon Burgers carries his merch, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
This was his plan. His plan was to build the Marathon store across the country. He's like, yeah, I want to put Marathon stores in all across the country. And I remember listening, thinking, damn, that's cool. You know what I mean? You have a place where people could go buy the shit that you put in the stores. And I remember just him saying that, and now they're doing it with Marathon Burgers.
Yeah. Nah, his whole system was crazy too. His whole system. So this all started off from a t-shirt store, huh, man?
Yeah, Sloss and Tees. Like I'm telling you, I never forget. I jumped out on him. He was out there with like 20 of his homies, and I jumped out the Bentley and all that. I pop out, what's up? And we politicking and we standing out. He like, man, I'm gonna buy this whole shopping center. This is in 2006. He's like, I'm gonna buy this whole shopping center, and I didn't think much of it because I'm like, oh, it's a shopping center, like in the neighborhood. Feel me? And I had met Sam a few times. Sam used to have it cracking. Like Sam is such a solid big bro. I just want to shout out Sam. Sam is continuing his brother's legacy. That's so dope because a lot of the things that NH was is Sam inspired. Like Sam really inspired a lot of things. Like I really appreciate they brother dynamic. You know what I'm saying? And Sam always been a hustler. Sam used to have the t-shirts cracking, so they always knew what they was gonna do. And Sam could have really, took a different path after what happened to his brother. It's a lot of people that could be, that they could blame and a million things, but he just kept the legacy going and all of the ideas to me that mattered to Nip personally that he used to tell me. So, if they get that merch, in all of these marathon burgers, man, it's gonna be a wrap, bro. It's gonna.
I mean, it's a question of they didn't do it yet. They ain't got all the merch. The Crenshaw shirt.
I haven't been in there. I haven't been in there to know yet.
Probably most likely you should be able to buy the Crenshaw shirt or even the marathon joint that's on the front right there. They be having the red and white joint.
Yeah,
that'd be tough.
Like a little merch booth on the side. That's fire.
That's tough. Selling burgers, man. Selling patties. Man, it's getting it from selling patty melts, man. About to be the next McDonald's, man. Man.
I just was thinking about that when it comes to hip hop and like Bun got the Trill burgers. It reminds me of the conversation we had a few years ago where I was saying hip hop truly. This is the true evolution of hip hop. Like we had a dope conversation yesterday. And I was telling Trill, I was explaining to Trill, I was like, man, Trill, we were talking about the same thing. Like initially the streets raised everybody, right? The streets raised Nas. Nas is maybe not the kind of person that was doing things to throw his life away in the streets, but the streets raised Nas, right? The streets raised even somebody that like an art kid like Mos Def. What's Mos Def other name?
Yasin Bey.
Yasin Bey. The streets raised Yasin Bey. The streets raised Q-Tip. Right? The streets raised him, even if they was not participating in street actions, the streets raised him. And I think you were saying that does the evolution look like the culture? Because now we have not the streets raising people, but the culture of the streets is starting to raise people. They're starting to be exposed to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like the difference between eating a taco in Mexico and eating a taco in LA.
What's the difference?
Like being raised by Mexico in Mexico, right, is different culturally than eating a taco in Los Angeles. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you.
Like when the culture of the streets raise you versus the streets giving you the culture.
Yeah.
And I think hip hop very much is still the culture raising you. But I also understand why it could be a bit watered down culturally. Like it's kind of like to Sahai's point where you don't have like Nas. And it was funny because I think you hopped off the line when we were saying this. What up, coach? You hopped off the line when we were saying this.
What's up?
There was no Soho for Nas to really hang out. If even if he didn't align himself with the stuff like Q-Tip or Yasin Bey, like if they didn't align themselves with people from the community, there was no Soho or no Fairfax for us to hang out at.
But from what I heard from back then, it wasn't downtown. And that's what they would take. That's what everybody would go to. It was like Soho was there, but it wasn't like how Soho.
Yeah, like Fairfax was there, but it's not like how it is today.
It was still like a Rebecca. That's what like CBGB's was at. Was down there in that area. Hold on, sir.
About to choke yourself out. But back then there was no escape. Like we had like the black streets of LA. When we say the streets of LA, we talking about where we hang out at, right? We talking about South Central, Inglewood, Watts, Compton, feel me? Long Beach, the streets, black streets of LA.
I see what you're saying.
Very much Fairfax is the streets. It's the alternative streets to us. Like we didn't, like I don't know about coaching them, but we didn't go to Fairfax because that felt like police, that kind of far. But they had their own version of street urban culture, right? That's that skater street urban culture. I mean, we didn't pass World on Wheels. Fairfax is by Melrose. That shit is far. You know what I mean? We didn't go to Melrose growing up. So I'm saying the initial thing of hip hop was the streets raised us all, right? There was no alternative places to go where people could feel more included in there. So even if you was a smart kid or artsy kid, you got raised in the same environment if you started to go outside. Versus over the last, let's say 20 years, Fairfax and Soho and these places became a thing where you could have these alternative versions of where we grow up at.
No, I get what you're saying, but I was saying was the when the show went downtown when it came to New York though, and it was like they wasn't really partying together, but like it was the same outlook upon how they was going for the punk scene, how they was going within the hip hop scene, because it was both catered from the streets though too at the same time. But it would just be the white dudes was on their punk shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And then the hip hop was on the hip hop. But they all was going downtown to go party though. So you might be around the corner from a punk rock joint where niggas was on the other shit was doing hip hop on the other block like that. You know what I'm saying? But they wasn't merging.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
Yeah, they wasn't merging together though like that.
But Soho, they started merging together.
Yeah. That was in the 2000s.
So I don't think that's the evolution of hip hop. And I think that was my point. I don't think that's the evolution of hip hop.
What wasn't the evolution of hip hop when?
That
when they merged together?
Yes. I think it dilutes. Not crazily. You know what it does? It almost dilutes the blackness out of hip hop. Because while hip hop is very street, it was still very black. But I think now you have it where it kind of dilutes the blackness side. Like you may keep street, but it does.
I don't think it ever leaves from the blackness within it. You know what I'm saying? I think the
you
blackness
hung around a white person all the time, Trap, it would dilute your blackness.
No. What I'm saying is this though. Hip hop is rooted from being like a heavy, like people would say it's a black culture. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you resemble, when you see hip hop and the resemblance of hip hop and what hip hop look like, if you're gonna put a race on it, the only race you're gonna put on it is black. You're not gonna.
You just didn't counter anything I said though.
No. Hear what I'm saying though. Hear what I'm saying though, right? Because you saying that when once it started going another way, it's gonna always stay resembling African the black community where it came from. The way it dresses, the way it talks, the way it walks, everything's gonna resemble the black community where it came from. No matter what type of, when that shit start looking the other way, it ain't considered hip hop no more.
That's a lie.
What you mean?
When has that ever been true in anything?
When have you ever seen hip hop be represented in a business aspect? When niggas come through a business,
that's not an antonym. That's not an antonym of blackness. Business is not an antonym of blackness.
No. I'm talking about the street. But listen though, I'm talking about the representation of the way it looks. How does hip hop look?
What do you mean? How does it look?
How does it look?
Well, I don't think that's a.
Does it look like Poindexter? Does it like Poindexter?
You know there's more in whiteness than like successful white people and like.
I'm not talking about like that though. I'm talking about in the looks of what hip hop the image of hip hop. What is it? What does it consistently look like?
Here's a question, right? Is Vans a black shoe?
Listen, again, when it came down to New York, they was brought over with us. The skateboarders was brought over with us. Listen, y'all hip hop. They wasn't listening. They were listening. They brought over with us. They was being hip hop.
I feel like when hip hop and or wherever where we say where the street urban culture of hip hop, where when it starts meeting with like Hopsin, like what do we think about Hopsin? Like he's like a guy who's a considered hip hop, but he was born in like what, Panorama City or some shit like this.
Well, he's an Eminem descendant.
So do we look at him like a evolution, or do we just look at him like a different version of hip hop, or how do we look at Hopsin? Somebody like a Hopsin.
What do you mean? How do we look at him?
Like, do we look at him like a
hip hop? Yeah.
Yeah. Do we look at him like hip hop, or
is
he like? Because I always feel like he got the watered down. Is that what you're talking about? Like,
but that's what I'm telling Trap. So there's a true artistic merit and a street thing to Hopsin.
Okay.
But it's a different type of street thing than the streets me and you grew up in.
That's what I'm saying. Because like when I used to listen to Hopsin, I couldn't get into him because I didn't. Hopsin almost felt more like Red Hot Chili Peppers to me, and I like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Again, Fairfax merges the punk, skateboard, and hip hop in that scene. Right, it merges us, punk, all that in the scene.
So what I'm asking is, you can only be Red Hot Chili Peppers. You can't be can Red Hot Chili Peppers be hip hop?
But I think that's what I'm telling Trap. I think that's what Fairfax and Soho represent. The merging of the street place that we grew up at, our streets, and then these streets.
Right.
Then they merge together to create like what Trap calls streetwear. I think that was their thing.
Okay.
Like today we would call Vans a hip hop shoe.
Mm-hmm.
But 30 years ago, Vans wasn't a hip hop shoe.
And what we call Vans a hip hop shoe now?
Yeah.
Damn.
People consider Vans a hip hop shoe for sure.
That's crazy.
At this point, fuck yeah.
Shit. We come a distance. You look at Vans like a hip hop shoe, Trap?
Vans is like a
I always looked at it like a skater shoe.
It is a skater. It's the skater shoe. But skating culture kind of like as far as fashion wise,
it is street. Skater culture is street.
Yeah, it's street. So it's still, you know what I'm saying? It's still gonna be like we able like I said about with the music, fashion, whatever. Once we get onto it, we make it into hip hop. What we do with it. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with music, fashion, everything.
With Vans.
What you mean? We put them on. We put them with we didn't. The top of our clothes we wore wasn't the same shit the skateboards was wearing. We throw Vans. You throw Vans on with some damn Dickies.
But I'm
skateboards wasn't wearing like
that's
that.
Not us doing something with them. We don't style
that is us making it hip hop.
No, we wear it and then that's it. Like Chuck's.
So hold on. So what's else? So what else you wearing right there when you wear the Vans? Are you wearing a whole skater's outfit?
You know, skaters wear Dickies and t-shirts, Trap.
So let me ask you a question. Anything, say we take something from another culture and we start wearing it, does it just automatically become hip hop now?
What we do to it. Yeah, but Timberlands. We don't do Timberlands. We took Timberlands. They was working boots. We took Timberlands and put them on and made them into a hip hop wear though.
You didn't just put them on. You styled them a certain way.
That's what I'm saying to you, bro.
But we don't style Vans a certain way.
Oh, now you've been so now you. What are you wearing on top of the Vans?
Nothing. But that's not styling Vans a certain way. Like Timberlands and Chucks is different, right? Timberlands and Chucks, right? You style them, right? You like Timberlands, y'all wear them where they loose, they not tied. It's different. You style
are people
them.
wearing beat up? Are people wearing beat up Vans?
Yes.
A nigga be a fashionable person will wear some beat up Vans?
Yes.
All right, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro.
Yes.
I'm good. You're gonna do this. So all right, cool.
Yes.
All right. You point me to a dude that wears some beat up Vans.
Trap, you not seeing this.
What?
I'm saying, yes, they wear beat up Vans. They wear beat up Chucks too.
Badasses, right? Badasses.
Look, the reason it can merge, right, is because skating is street urban culture. You don't wear, even when you're saying Vans come without laces.
The slide on joints?
Yes, that was a big thing.
So niggas is wearing the slide on Vans.
Hell yeah, they is. The Jerk kids, all the Bay kids, the Pack, that young movement, they was wearing slide on Vans. But I'm telling you, that's because like a punk, a street urban punk rock thing mixed with this.
Hey, you know what, Trap? I'm trying to think about the kids and shit. Like, he's right now that I think about it, because they're even like some shoes called Strays now. They look like Vans. They trying to knock off Vans, and they start popping a little bit for kids and shit. Kids are wearing these fucking Vans and Strays.
You look at what the kids is wearing nowadays, B. I just took my daughter shopping yesterday, B. Every sneaker I pointed out for her, she's like, no. I'm trying to get sneakers for my son now. No, you can't get none of that shit,
that bullshit, George. She like,
no, Jordan. She like, no.
Hey, it's fucking weird what kids think about Jordans now.
Dad sneakers. They dad sneakers.
I feel the same way they feel about Jordans.
Dad right now, my son right now, he wearing all Chucks right now. Nigga moved to LA and now he a Chucker. You know what a Chuck was before he moved.
Chucks kept it going. They think Air Force Ones is dad sneakers now.
They are. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing no Air Force Ones.
Bro left 7 pair of Air Force Ones at the house. He won't touch them no more. He come up here, all he got on his Chucks now.
I'm not wearing no damn Air Force Ones no more.
Chucks hurt your damn feet, B. That shit's crazy.
They don't. They feel good on mine.
This nigga G, man. G the toughest nigga on the planet. I can't understand how he wearing Chucks.
Flat.
I got flat feet.
Ain't no cushion.
He goes from wearing Chucks with no support to Patrick Ewing's with super support.
Exactly. Yes, that they go from Chucks to space boots. Like, it is crazy.
All I wear is
ultimate support.
Cortez, Chucks, Ewings, and Questions.
I wear everything.
That is true.
I got some Vans. I got some little stuff, but the point I'm saying is, I think that's not the evolution of hip hop. Like, hip hop didn't need that to survive. I think what we're watching now with the stuff that Bun B, the stuff that Sam and him is doing with Marathon Burgers, I think that's the evolution of hip hop.
Yeah.
That's the point I was getting to.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think, because I don't want to use the term watering down. Because I don't think that's what they're doing. I don't think those people are watering down hip hop. I think they're giving a perspective of hip hop that's different. But I understand why the perspective feels different, because it is cut with punk. And I think that's your point, Trap. I think Soho is cut with punk. I think Fairfax is cut with punk. But punk is street. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Like skater, punk, the skater punk is that's the same shit. That shit is street.
Yeah, because when you see these bands, these rock bands and shit, they look street.
Yeah,
like they don't look less street than anybody.
Yeah. It's just
they streets.
I hate to, because what's funny is I was reading this thing, I gotta finish it, but they was talking about how punk came from black people too, and I was like, God damn it, why would it not?
Yeah.
Why would it not?
I seen
why
that.
Would punk rock not come from black people? I'm not gonna stand on it because I need to read more, but
right.
I was like, of course it did. You know what I mean? So I think Fairfax is cut with punk, and I think Soho is cut with punk, but punk is still street. So I would never ever question the hip hop validity of people that frequent Fairfax or Soho. But I don't think that's an evolution of hip hop. I think this thing right now that's happening with Bun, with Mike, with Killer Mike, with Jay, I think that's the evolution of hip hop. I think now they're taking the culture into unique spaces. And without saying it, they're taking the street into different spaces. Does that make sense?
I think what we really did was just wising up and stop just selling the culture off and doing it ourselves. That's what I think it really is. I mean, I don't know if I'm looking about it, but I think what we was doing was we was letting them use the culture and then, you know what I'm saying, give us a value meal at McDonald's instead of opening up our own McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what I think it was, right? That's what I think going on right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm proud of right there. That's why we get a fucking trail burger and a marathon and shit. Let's compete with them motherfuckers instead of giving niggas our culture.
But remember we was talking about this 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Bro, the next step is for us to take the streets
into
mainstream America, outside of just records, outside of just alcohol, outside of just fashion.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Some growth. So let me ask you this: without the Bun B's and the Jay-Z and the Trill Burgers and the Marathon Burgers, would you see hip hop maybe not being successful anymore? The death of hip hop, or do you think that kind of evolution? Because you know what to evolve means you surviving basically. So we needed that to survive. You think?
Well, because hip hop is not a business. Hip hop is this artistic wing of culture, right, of a specific culture, right? It's a way you live, and then that art with the way you live manifests is what hip hop is.
Okay.
Evolution, right? Because now at this point, right, the evolution is the reason I'm calling it evolution based off of the etymology is because evolution is why giraffes have long necks. Mm-hmm. It's not just any change in the etymology; it's a change needed to survive.
Right, exactly. So you think the change that they're making is in order to survive then. So so if they did not make those changes, you don't think it would have?
Because I don't understand culturally what starts to happen. Like, how do you spread the culture at that point? How do you keep the culture alive of where we came up with? If right now, I just had a conversation with Don Dub, right? And he was saying I had picked what's probably going to be the single for the Tupac album. Right. And he was like, man, we got to work the record. And I'm talking to him like, we said we got to work a record. I'm like, what do you mean when you saying we got to work a record? Like, and it just kind of, I didn't mean, and I think everybody around me gets so pissed off because I'm listening to you talk. Like, I'm not on autopilot. Like only when I'm doing something else am I on autopilot. But when I'm talking to you and I'm focused, I'm not on autopilot. So I'm processing what you're saying. I'm listening to you.
Right.
So when he says like we got to work the record, I'm like, why are we working a record? Like, do you know what that means? Like, working a record means you would take a physical product somewhere to expose people to a song, and then the only way they could hear that song if they liked it was to go buy a physical product. That's what working a record is. Mm-hmm. That don't exist no more.
Right.
So why are we even talking about working a record? Like, that don't make no sense.
So what do you feel like you just throwing a record out there nowadays to see if people are gonna actually attach to it and watch it? Or why the work in the record is eliminated now though? What are you doing now as far as promoting a record?
But I'm saying you don't have a record.
You don't have a record no more.
No, you just have a song. Like a record was a physical, tangible thing. And for years we were able to get off because there was other physical, tangible things, right? There was 12 inches, there was 8 tracks, there was cassettes, there was compact discs. And then even for a slight time with Apple and Digital Spaces, there was a digital version of it that people can buy. That doesn't exist anymore. You are completely marketing someone else's technology, like an app.
Right.
So it's a record, even as a thing for sale, are not for sale anymore. Now, maybe if you could do this with a record, if you just put it on iTunes exclusively, because that's a record for sale. Even if it's not a physical, tangible product, it's still represented in a product for sale. But when they can go stream it, that shit is not for sale. You're selling people Spotify. You're selling people Apple. You're selling people Tidal. Like, I was explaining this to my homie, like, for years, they was letting everybody do that bot shit. Spotify was, right? And forgive me, Spotify, I ain't trying to blow your game or nothing. I'm just trying to bring some understanding.
Right.
They didn't care. They didn't mind because guess what? The numbers that you would pitch, if you would say, hey, my song got 80 million streams on Spotify, damn, you like 80 million people on Spotify? I need to get Spotify. So they didn't mind, you having a bot form and you doing this. They would trip if it was some new person, but if it was the system, they like, cool, we're going to market our platform with all of this stuff. So even if you fluffing up the money, they still making they cut. They paying you to cut because you still got to pay the bot forms, which all still have accounts.
Right.
Still the business, right? They don't care because now they're all marketing Spotify. That's like at the end of the year, they make those in year-end wrap-ups. Spotify make those and forward them to you.
Mm-hmm.
They email them to you. They email them to you. Them people ain't making them wrap-ups. Hey, post this on your page. That's you marketing Spotify. If I say, hey man, go listen to my song, and it's only on Spotify, Apple, even if you don't use the title, you're marketing Spotify and Apple. Because that's how people listen to music or YouTube.
Right.
So what I was saying to Don was, I'm like, now we need to change. Like, we got to get off autopilot. Like I've been saying, we got to get off autopilot completely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have to really start knowing what we're doing with a song. What is the ultimate goal of a song? What are we trying to do with this song? What's the point of it? That's what we need to figure out. What are we doing with this song? See, that work in the record, that shit done. It ain't even semantics, and that's what I was telling Don. We're not using semantics. We're not having a difference of terms. I'm saying it's no longer a record at all.
Okay.
You're not taking a record to market, and you're not asking people to go buy a record if they like the song you expose them to. So that shit is done. So I'm like, okay, so now when I have a song, here is this song, Good Advice from Satan, which is the title track of the album.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's the title track of the album, Good Advice from Satan. What am I trying to make you do when you hear this song?
Listen to it again.
Why?
Because that's what you're getting paid for. You're getting paid for the consumption.
But you're not getting paid.
Well, getting it out there. I think that's what the main thing is now. I think the rewind button is more valuable than it was before ever.
I get what you're saying, and I wonder if this why, so if rap is an expression of hip hop, right?
Sure.
Is this the reason why people are looking for alternative ways to express hip hop now? Because they used to be able to get paid for that art form of rap in a different manner. Like now they got to go do other things like a marathon burger and a trill burger
it's a product.
And that's why we look at it like evolution, because we can't survive just doing this anymore. We gotta.
Everybody in the business is gonna try to convince you that music ain't worth nothing. So the only dangerous point about this is they're trying to convince all the artists that music isn't worth anything. Yet Spotify, Apple, and Tidal are billionaires off of music.
Yeah. But now it seems like, but like you said, it seems like the artist is making them billionaires instead of.
Let me ask you a question. I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about this, right? How long does it normally take when we switch from consuming, like, well, from taking in music one way, like, so like when it went from records to cassettes, from cassettes to CDs, and then from CDs to MP3s, and then from MP3 to streams. How long do you think it really took, like, for like people like really like to get the 8-track out the cars? You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm just saying,
I'm just different time. The 7-inch, the 45 came out in 1940. They said it didn't really take off. It didn't even hit its peak to like the 70s or the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would imagine it's different per media.
And as technology goes further, it probably happens faster.
But back again to the point that they're trying to convince all of us as artists that music is of no value and you need to sell something else or you need to go out and tour, right? Think about how ridiculous that is. like Spotify, Apple, and Tidal are multi-billionaires off of music.
Do you think they, like how you said, they're using you as like an ad, like a ad for Spotify?
Yes.
So
yeah.
how did it
I
become?
like that. We're just commercials.
Yeah.
We're just commercials for their businesses now.
You know how you think you can make it back though? If Spotify or one of these streaming companies, along with then presenting your song, and they can stream it this, but also present, if you want to go see this person live, here's the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because the hard ticket sales is where it's at now. That's the only way. That's the only physical you get.
Again, if I have
You had to promote it on the site. Go ahead.
No, that's not though. Like,
but
why
not?
am I advertising
why not?
a concert? Why do you realize what's crazy? Do you realize concerts used to advertise music?
Yeah, but what I'm saying now is now the music has to advertise the concerts now.
No.
That's one way you get a hard ticket sale.
But again, now you got to go perform for that money.
Just your song that you actually made. Now you can be a recording artist now, for real.
Hey, Trap,
instead of being a brand ambassador.
Imagine having to pay whatever millions of dollars to get ad space. Back, like Spotify, like they'd have to, like for a Super Bowl commercial, they have to pay whatever millions of dollars, $4 million a minute or whatever for some ad space. And now you got people like Drake and Kendrick and whoever else basically being a commercial for you for free.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. Like I don't even have to. I got the biggest artist, Taylor Swift, and all this kind of stuff. They, so it's really ingenious what they doing.
Yes. But even in Trap's point, that's my issue as well. Like I make a good song, but the only way I make money, so I pay money to make this song. I mix this song, I have to promote this song. I use all my paper to do all of this, and this song get big. But the way for me to make a significant amount of money is to go out and do some more work.
So let me ask you a question, and without you having to put out too much, I don't know, you do like giving away free game a lot. So, but I'm just wondering, have you figured out a way to work around that?
It's a constant struggle. It's a constant struggle, right? Because I was explaining this to Don, right? Don was like, well, why can't we just do physical product? We can, right? But the problem is that's not actually how people consume music. So you would need to make them buy the physical product for another reason. Like you can't help to consume music but through Spotify, Tidal, Apple, YouTube, Amazon. Who the hell can't? It's too convenient, and that's the norm. That's a societal norm today. There are 1 out of every 100,000 people that's trying to play a vinyl to consume music, but that ain't the standard. So now when people are going to buy a physical product, the main selling point of that product cannot be the music.
It's crazy because us having this conversation made me start thinking about, like, when people come out of jail, like artists come out of jail. Back in the day when the artists come out of jail, they couldn't wait to hit the studio and make an album to try to make money. But now it's almost like artists are making money, albums, music to stay relevant, to make money in a different,
to go work.
Yes, exactly. To go make money doing something else.
Back in the day, you would make a great song, and then if you marketed a great song, you made money because the song was great.
Exactly.
Trap just was saying right now, we supposed to put money into a song, make a song, put money into making a song, put money into getting it ready as a finished product, put money into exposing the song to go work some more to make some money.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because think about Blueface. Blueface came out, made a song, stay relevant, and then he did a bunch of other shit to make the money though. Like, let me go on YouTube.
In his situation,
take a boxing match,
right? Because somebody else is marketing the song for him to go out and hustle. And that was cool when the record labels did that. The record labels, they will say, look, we're going to spend all this money to making this song big, right? And then you go out and you can earn your revenue that way. We're going to give you some money. Here's some money. And then you can go out and hustle. Now I'm being told I need to spend money making a song, spend money in marketing a song, and then go out and work some more just to get paid.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like when you look at all the stuff about Motown, like you didn't make money through concerts, right? That wasn't the way you made money. Concerts used to market records. Right now, we asking people to pay to see us. Like you would get a record that's a hit, and the label would pay you money to go out and market the record.
You remember, like, and I don't know, but I'm just saying from the movies I used to watch back in the day, you watch these older movies and you see them on the Chitlin circuit or whatever they used to be called, and they be working this circuit, and then they finally hear their song on the radio and they go crazy. Like, oh, it made it to the radio. Like, yeah. Now it's almost like, let's try to get to the radio so we can get to the concert now, so we can make our money finally. It's weird because I'm starting to see people like Beyonce and Kendrick and Taylor Swift. They drop albums and immediately a world tour is coming now. Someone like they gotta do that to get them their bread. Like,
and that's what I'm telling Trap. That's bad business. What I'm telling
no, I think it's better. I think it's better business than you going out there and you being a recording artist, but you have to make all your money from outside of recording music.
Yeah, but that's what you asking people to do right now, is to make all their money outside of recorded music.
No, not because the music you recorded, you're going to perform at shows.
That means you're going to work again. When you work the first time, you
get paid. But you're still working with music, though.
Yeah, but you don't. Imagine somebody told you had to do two things to make money.
If I had to, all right, look, right. If I had to do something that's related, all right. If I call myself a content creator, and I'm basing all my money upon the content that I'm creating, nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Then that's what I'm doing then. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but if the goal is to go out and do that, then why make music to do it?
Because you're a recording artist. I'm not talking about me making music.
How are you a recording artist if you can't make money from recording as an artist?
You are making money recording as an artist because you're taking your music that you recorded and you're going on tour with it.
That means you're a performing artist.
No, it's recording artist, bro. Come on, cut it out.
You don't get it?
Yo, bro. You know, like Erykah Badu, your girl, Erykah, Baduism and all that right there. Sure. So she's a person that she'll come out with one album, B, and tour off that one album for 10 years, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But that only works because somebody else spent all their money making the album and promoting the album. Somebody's making money off of that album for those 10 years.
Hey, let's think about this. The fact, like, I'm glad you brought up Erykah Badu also, Trap. Like, artists like Erykah Badu or Lauryn Hill or, artists with great catalogs. Have you noticed that they don't even try to make new songs anymore?
No, because they
know there ain't no money in that. No, they just gonna perform their old shit over and over and over again. So to G's point, does that make you a recording artist now? If you don't even record records anymore,
you had to record these. Now? You had to record these records
back in order
to go out and perform them.
It don't matter because ain't no money.
But it would make more sense and be more financially viable to be a cover performing group than it would be to make your own song that you can't make money off of. I might as well go rap other people's songs.
You'd be doing a bunch of weddings instead of doing big arenas. So you're gonna get with that right there.
How are you gonna do big arenas?
By having an ad on Apple Music. If you want to see this song done live, click on this link right here and send you over to go buy a ticket.
So your thought is, let me advertise this song so much, even though Apple is making the money off of this song, to actually have to go market a concert as well. Because it's not like songs market a concert. You understand that? No?
I remember back in the day, I looked at recording artists as making albums for money. Now I look at them like big recording artists. I almost feel like they make albums for like therapeutic reasons now. I don't know if they trying to.
I think it's up to us. I think we just can't do it the way that they have been doing it the last, 80 years.
I'm trying to see. That's why I asked you. Have you figured out anything? Because even the huge recording artists, they going straight to.
I got some plans for sure.
Okay.
But I'm saying you have to have that in mind to make this work. Like you have to have that in mind for the evolution of the business.
I get that. I understand that because
you have to we have to confront some things. Like what Trap is doing is deferring. It's like, let me market this song, right? And I'm gonna get this song big so I can go out and work some more and put on concerts. Well, we need to cut out step one.
Just stop recording.
Why are we spending a bunch of money to make records if they don't have a business component to them, or if the business component of it is not fair?
So you're just saying just the best bet for them to be was just to stop recording music.
No,
and just
no.
continue.
I don't have it. I'm telling you, if your job is just to be a performing artist, you don't need to record music to be a performing artist. If you're gonna make the majority of your business just performing, you don't need to be a recording artist.
He's saying be a cover artist.
What music are you talking? What genre of music are you talking about?
Any genre.
So you think you could pull that off being a cover artist in hip hop?
Sure.
I wonder if cover bands are making more money than new artists right now.
I mean, you spend less money for sure making the product you're performing.
I wonder if a Neil Diamond cover band is making more money than a new up and coming hip hop artist right now. That's interesting.
Hip hop don't do covers, bro. We don't do covers.
Of course we do.
We might take your beat and make it into our song, do a G mix or something like that.
Or we'll just take your song and make a song.
That how many times? Take your song, make a song. Yeah, of course. But they ain't taking your song and doing your song over completely.
Of course it is.
Hey, have y'all just talked to open a new lane? If they're gonna be a cover hip hop artist now,
they already got some.
They ain't gonna work right now. Taking whole people's songs.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It ain't gonna work
right now. You could take I could take a rock song and then turn it into a rap song. But the problem is I would still have to spend money to record it. I would have to spend money to make it sound good. I would have to spend money to turn it into a recorded song.
I'm talking about when we say cover, we just talking about somebody just go out there and take Today Was a Good Day. And just rap that shit, word for word, same beat, everything, and try to get paid for it.
I mean, again, I think that's getting a bit loose. I think that's getting a bit loose, right? Because like Snoop did do Lottie Dottie.
Lottie Dottie.
You know what I mean? But imagine this. Like, imagine you took rock songs and made them rap. And then you went and performed them.
Walk this way.
I'm gonna tell you right now, AI didn't beat us to the punch on that shit.
Sure. They do it all the time.
Yeah, they do it on AI right now.
AI shit is crazy, man.
Yeah, they taking rap songs and turning them into the 50s.
Yo, they made 60s. Many Men into a doo-wop song, B. That shit was crazy. That shit was like, Many Man. Many Man.
They really did that.
Yes. I said, what the hell? They turned it into a doo-wop song, B. That shit was crazy.
So again, I'm saying what I was expressing to him is like, we got to figure something out to where if we record music, there is a value in it. And the value cannot be if I go work some more.
Okay, so is there a value, or are you trying to find a way to make it valuable again? Because there's definitely a value to title.
Yeah, title for sure.
They find value. Yeah, exactly. They finding the value in this shit. Please go ahead, give us another.
Again, I think when somebody buy a physical product, you need to make the physical product more valuable than just the music on it.
You know what? And the crazy thing is, because now that I think about it, you were kind of being an innovator in the situation. But when I first met you, you were talking about selling fucking CDs and like these little hard drives and plugins and shit. And I thought this nigga was crazy. I said, what is this guy doing? Like, ain't nobody listening to CDs. But he was searching for a way to make music valuable again.
And the truth is, that ain't how you fix music to me. Okay. Something Trap said that made sense about a year ago, right? It was when the clips came out. He was telling me who designed the artwork. So to somebody, buying that vinyl was like buying art.
Right.
Yeah.
That needs to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
Art needs to be involved, right? Because then if I sell you a physical vinyl, right, you're not consuming the music through that vinyl. 9 out of 10 people that's consuming that vinyl, the intentions are not to consume the music that's on the vinyl.
you know what I'm starting to see? It's almost better to be like a Tech Nine. Like have like a cult following of people who would buy who would care about your art on your album or something like that, than to be a huge artist who people don't give a fuck about in the next 10, 12 years or whatever. Because I'm just kind of wondering, like, how to find people to really care about your artwork on your album and that kind of stuff. Those got to be like real fans. Like they got to really give a fuck.
I think that's the tricky part, right? I think it's different, right? Because if somebody, let's say the concept of working a record and then you having a physical product,
okay,
right? The concept of working a record, you have a physical product. If I go say, let's say I'll go spend $20,000 promoting my song at K-Day, people just gonna go listen to it. Let's say if I spent $20,000 running ads, and then let's say it shifts 50,000 people in Los Angeles, right, to go listen to my song, to go get it. They're going to go play it. I'm not going to make the money that I just spent to do it. Like if it's $50,000 an ad and I move 100 and 150,000 people to go listen to the song, out of that, I might make, $19,000.
So, okay, so let me ask you a question, and this might be coming from more what Trap was saying. So what do you think about spending $15,000, $20,000 to promote your song, your single, and you might not make the money back from the actual song being played, but you get people like the song, they learn who you are and they like you, and then you make the money back from doing something else. Maybe not touring, but maybe you do something on like this show gets more popular and you make
so I have to do more work.
Yeah, so you might have to do more work.
You on your Steve Jobs shit. You on your Steve Jobs shit right there.
He's trying to.
You know Steve Jobs said, right?
Streamline this shit a little bit more. Like
I need to be a lot closer to Tidal, Spotify. Who is making money off the music? I am trying to make money off my music. That's the business of music.
He trying to use that straight line shit, Trap. He's trying to get the point A to point B. Like,
yes,
he ain't trying to go to Z, R, and M to get to B.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell you something like this, bro.
But to sell it on a belief that I'm gonna go spend 100,000 to market a song and then go out here and actually have to go rap and do some more work to try to make 200,000. That don't seem like good business.
This nigga trying to figure out how to make all his money in this room.
I'm gonna say it like this, right? Money got to be worth something right now. All these people selling their catalog for all them crazy. You gonna say that
money or music, Trap?
Music got to be worth something right now. With these people selling these catalogs for these prices they selling them for. These hedge funds is buying this music and something like that. It's something going on, B.
Shout out to Eyes on the Sky. He said streaming put y'all out of business. No, it didn't. Streaming created business off what we do.
I think streaming about to be done with in a minute.
You think so?
That's why they buying all them damn catalogs.
Somebody's gonna have to pull them down.
Mm-hmm. So
why they buying them catalogs?
I always wondered about that shit. When they buy your catalog, I would imagine they already have something a preconceived notion of how they're gonna make money from your catalog.
Sure.
But I think what they saying, like a couple years ago, they said, yo, the new music is not what's making the money. People are using these streaming sites to go back and listen to old music. You know what I'm saying? That's the one that's making the money. You know what I'm saying? That's the ones that's the money that you're not seeing a decline in this shit. You seeing this the one thing you seeing from back in the days that started from back in the days and it's still making money off of it. They're still making money.
Because those phones are already marketed.
Mm-hmm.
See, all we have in a conversation, it happened in boxing. People don't want to spend money on marketing anymore. So they're buying things that are already marketed. Why would I try to make the next Earth, Wind, and Fire if I can go buy Earth, Wind, and Fire? Earth, Wind, and Fire is already marketed. Mm-hmm. But to market the next Earth, Wind, and Fire, what does that even look like?
I mean, but that's good business just to try to already get a proven commodity. Like this already, we know this work.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna be so hard for them to find a new one. It's like we already making money off this shit though.
But that should be
Okay.
crazy when you see how much they're paying for people to catalog. I'm just in my mind, like, how do you make that money? Even with they got 3 or 4 good songs that you could, I mean, you know, what you gonna use commercials, put them in movies and all that.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah,
make $200 million back. I mean, I guess you know that's their business, so I know they know how to do it.
I think it's something else. I think it's something else to the shit
for
though.
sure. But I'll be.
I think it's something else to the shit though.
So
I think you
my thing is, so what I'm telling them is the initial goal for us should be, how do we turn this into money again, into the business again, right? Which is kind of why I'm doing those limited versions. Like I'm not even putting, like we talked about, like with the new song with Kendrick, I'm not putting that shit on streaming apps. Fuck y'all. I'm not putting that shit on streaming apps. I'm going to put that bitch on a CD. There's going to be 1,000 copies. That whole album plus that extra 36 minutes of content, music that goes with it, it's going to be on a CD. It's 1,000 of them. So that became my mentality, right? That's $100 a CD. You'll have exclusive to this Kendrick Lamar song. It'll never be on no streaming app. It'll never be on Apple. It'll never be on Tidal. It'll never be on Spotify. Never. Only you and 1,000 people and whatever hacker backdoors get to it.
It's funny because
on YouTube, you would have to go to a Reddit to try to listen to it, and it might ruin your fucking experience. But to me, that's how I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, this song. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. Boom.
That might be the way to go. The way you said it, that actually is a great idea, because what's that Wu-Tang album?
Oh, the one that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. I'm thinking about that too.
Yeah, the one that never came out. That ended up selling for all the millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it still ain't come out yet since he got locked up. This shit went into an auction. Somebody else got it now.
That's kind of probably the way to do this shit, to try to take back your power, is to make shit exclusive.
You know what I heard was doing? Well, I ain't gonna put that out though. But there's some artists out there that's trying to do that though. You know what I'm saying? Trying to sell it off exclusively. Stuff like that.
That's probably the way to do it, man. You got to probably not give your music to the streaming.
That's the only truth.
Yeah.
But see, now here is the dilemma, right? If you don't want mass consumption, right? Because, okay, now once I do that, right, you can't, how do you market something? Well, I take that back. I'm looking at this wrong. You're right. I'm tripping. Because I can go make a commercial on television that got the song, and you call in and order it, and this is the only way you can hear it. This CD comes with a flash drive, so you could play the flash drive. You could have the CD as an art piece, right? So that's what's changing. What's changing is what you are creating, right, with the physical product needs to be worth more than music.
Exactly. The experience.
See, at one time that was worth just music, and you'd be dope when somebody got dope artwork and somebody got pictures in there and all that old dope shit going on. But the music drove the sale. Now the music cannot drive the sale. Like, people, when they spend that money, they need to get something for their money, because other than that, they can just go listen to the song on streaming.
You know, that's actually a great idea, because the way to change shit up, you got to go completely against the grain. Yes. Like, you got to go. That's it. Like Spotify and on Tidal, they sell that shit to you for $1, 10. Do you want to have your shit streamed 400 million times for 10 cents or $1 or whatever it is? Or do you want to be able to sell, like kind of how Nipsey, remember how Nipsey sold
$100 CD?
Yeah.
But imagine they never is on streaming apps. Get what I'm saying? That changes the dynamics.
But do you want to be a nigga who, like, when you heard niggas selling a CD for that much money, you almost want to be like, I want to be a nigga with that. You know, I want to be a nigga with that CD that costs that much money. Do I want to be a nigga with that new Kendrick Lamar that only 10,000 of us got it, or 1,000 of us have it? Yeah, but we paid this much for it, but I could be one of, you know, that's why they selling these shoes for so much money, you know, only 100 pair made.
Sure.
So
I think that becomes the thing. I think the record business, the way we remember it, is done, because it's virtually impossible to market a record, especially from our space. Now, maybe in pop music or country, they're going to give you access, but I don't think in hip hop, I think they like, we cool on y'all. We cool on y'all. We not fucking with y'all. Feel me? We not finna make none of these songs the biggest songs in the world. I'm watching songs that got a buzz not get signed to record companies. It started with Gang Gang. You You know what I'm saying? It started with Gang Gang. They like, we not signing none of this shit because the record ain't worth no money. Like, right? The song ain't worth no money on the way that their business was built. So I'm thinking about it like, okay, well, if I got this specific CD, right, I may have this album. And I'm not sure this album is going to go to Tidal, Apple, or Spotify. In my mind right now, it's not. How I plan to give people access to it is not going to be through that traditional means of how that happens, because that's just bad business. I need to take it somewhere to where I can get 10 times the traditional means, right? 10 times that, right? So then I do that. But then here are these more profound versions of this product, right? Here's the regular version that I'll make accessible to anybody. That might be 48 minutes. Here is this extended version of 60 minutes that I'm going to make limited to only 2,000 people. And here's a 74-minute version of it that I'm only going to make accessible to 1,000 people.
It's crazy because you got to go completely. It's almost like you got to sell less albums to make more money. Like
just to make money.
Just to make
because so a lot of people make sense, right? You can actually take a song and when you put it in there, the song make money forever. At least that's the concept. But what if Spotify not around?
Have you ever heard that shit? A motherfucker say, hey, let's undersaturate the market.
But shout out to Lucky Lawrence. Not just music festivals need to operate like film festivals. Music and record companies should be operating like Hollywood companies. The fact that fans have access to all of these albums year in and year out is the exact opposite of Hollywood. Hollywood, they will take their shit off. I tried to go back and look for Rush Hour. That shit, you got to rent it. I tried to look for Nightmare on Elm Street 1. I had to rent it or buy it.
That's true.
Right? There was no access to it. None. The music industry is ridiculous because I don't know why, but they're giving complete access. Like if I wanted to hear Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt right now, it shouldn't be available to me just through my streaming app. Half of his catalog should be took down and it should be uploaded sometimes. And then when it's took down, you go spend your money. That's how it should be, like Hollywood. But because we're operating in this, like it's almost like fuck these niggas. It's niggas making music, these hip hop niggas. Feel me? They like fuck it, so they leaving it up. But the truth is they should be taking it down. It should only have access so often to market it. So when you want to go see it again, you feel me? You go to the site and you pay that bitch on Amazon. You pay it right here. You get the digital version right here. You pay for it. But Spotify, like, fuck us, because really they should have that alternative, investment point. Whereas like if I'm into this album, I can go to the Spotify buying side of it. Like Amazon has a buying side of the films and buy it. And then that's on my permanent player from everywhere.
That's interesting. This is an interesting theory.
I mean, it's proven. And then Hollywood is still struggling, but they not doing as bad as the music industry. The music industry is the record business cooked.
To take back your power, you got to really take back your power.
You got to go opposite.
Yeah, you got to.
My thing is like, okay, I'm gonna create something specific for people that's only available through this means. Now, that don't mean that people ain't gonna go see it on Twitter. That don't mean people ain't gonna get it on Reddit. You know what I mean? That's cool. But guess what? The way traditional people have access to music, it's not going to be there for them. So the fan that does spend the money and buy the 74-minute with the Kendrick song, with the feature, right? They still have something that is not accessible to mainstream public.
You know what the crazy thing is? And, I'm not a rapper, but I would imagine as an artist, any type of artist, you would probably feel even better about giving your music or your art to somebody who went out of their way to get it like that too.
Yeah.
Probably make you feel better about yours. I think some artists, the way the music, the way the game is now, they probably feel a little like hoes.
Yeah.
Honestly. So yeah, I mean, man.
So you can block it. I can block music from being on Apple, Tidal, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, or any of that. I could block it. I can't block it on Reddit. I can't block it on Twitter, but that's fine. Most mainstream people not going there to get music. So there's still a level of exclusiveness that's happening. And I think that's the evolution of where hip hop should go as a business, right? When somebody buys a compact disc, it should be more of a value than just the music. There should be a value in music, right? Oh, okay, if I buy this compact disc version, there's an exclusive portion of it, 1,000 CDs, right? So I have an extra 18 minutes of music, right? So here's this version. Everybody got this 48 minutes. Here's a 74. So I got an extra 26 minutes of music that nobody else is going to have in mainstream, right? And then here's a song with Kendrick Lamar. Here's a song with this other artist included in that extra 26 minutes, right? But that don't change. Now I'm not just charging you for that. So now the artwork, the way it should have a value in art, it should have a value in just having it to where when somebody spends their money, feel me, they're getting more for their money.
I love it, man. If I'm gonna be a hoe, I got to be my pimp too. I got to be my own pimp. You ain't gonna just pimp. You ain't gonna just be my pimp while I'm hoeing for you.
Hey, nah, fuck that. I mean, so the way I look at it is like I got 4,000 vinyls of the album, right? I have 2,000 cassettes that got the extra 12 minutes, right? They got some stuff on there that only the 2,000 people will have, and I got 1,000 of the 74-minute, right? So that becomes the business. That business becomes the money I'm going to make off of this album. And then how I expose people to the music is not going to be in the traditional means of Spotify, Apple, and Tidal as an exposure point. That's the goal, right? I need to figure out a way to make people exposed to something that they want access to, but they have to come to me to get it. Like, so even if it's like them commercials they used to run, man, that's a fantastic album, man. Let me borrow it. No, my brother, you got to get your own. And you call this number, and you could call it, order the album. That's it.
And you know what the crazy thing about this is, Trap? G had this idea like a year or two ago. Nice. And he was telling me this shit, and I thought it was crazy. I was like, nah, I see it so much clearer now. Like, man, it's
because now it's starting to be evident that this needs to happen. Because you watching motherfucker go out of business, you watching artists be like complaining. But I seen it 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I was like, hey, we need to make a change because this is not right. So I'm saying that's the thing, Trap. Imagine I made an infomercial and I'm sitting on the couch and the party turned down and nigga be like,
he said this shit too, Trap, back in the day.
And you put that shit on. Now it makes sense. It was crazy that people did, but it makes sense. You put that album on, that motherfucker cracking and shit, and you seeing the titles on the songs on your infomercial, or you could call this number and buy the music. That's the type of shit. But then when you ship them the music, right, it should have a little, like a flash drive where people could play a digital meme of it, a digital memes by digital memes, but then the vinyl itself should be able, like, when you look at it, it should have more value. I don't know if it's a great artist doing the artwork. I don't know if it comes with a fucking block of a coin or something that's going to be worth money later. It should be worth something just to have it. And then now it's different. But also you now have gone back into the record business.
I'm gonna tell you this though. The only suggestion I would have in this shit would be a QR code and some kind of scavenger hunt. People want to search. People want to look at shit. They want to make it some kind of hunt mystery behind the music and shit. And then people love QR codes for some reason. I don't know. It make it feel like they doing some new shit.
Sure, but those are marketing strategies.
I love QR codes.
But I'm saying that's working a record. If I put it on an infomercial and you hear it and that motherfucker content, be like, damn, Kendrick on that motherfucker too? And you go look for it, because the first thing you're going to do is take your cheap ass to Apple. You're going to go right to Apple Title. The song Kendrick Lamar, the name of the song, not there. You're going to see that commercial again. You be like, man, what? And you look for it again. Man, this song ain't out. No, you got to call this number. And you got to stress that on the infomercial. The only way you can get this song is to call this number right now. Buy it today.
Hey, you know what the fucked up thing about it is? G is doing a whole fucking Patreon right now. Like, this probably shouldn't be saying all this.
No, I should be saying it.
Your last chance.
A lot of good shit, man. He got me thinking about doing the shit. I'm about to
Malone and
about to get in the booth.
You know, come. I got this new album in the mail today. That shit come on. That shit boom,
commercial.
Boom, and the same names coming down to the songs, and you seeing it. And the only way you can get it is call. That's how you sell a record. That's how you sell a record. You don't sell no record no other way. If you can get it on Apple, you're not selling a record. you're not selling the record. If you can get it on Apple, you're not selling the record. Now you asking people to support you.
I'm gonna tell you right now, G. Your next record album you drop, you better do it just like this. Because if you don't do it like this, hey, Coach record coming soon.
Man,
players play.
Players play.
It's coming, and I got he just gave me the whole breakdown how to do this shit.
Give me some minutes.
Give me some QR codes and shit, and I'm about to make y'all 100 that. Like that is actually great.
But think about it. Now you run the infomercial, boom, 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 and you do it. That's it. I was saying to me, and I think I told you this, Coach, 2 years ago, the way I would use streaming is I would put 1-minute versions of the song. Not how I did it when I was trying to incorporate them into my business, but how I see it, where you hear a verse and a hook, and right before that nigga you want to hear rap come on, that motherfucker audio say, hey, man, head over to this number right here. Buy this album right now if you want to hear the rest of this song.
So he using them as a commercial now.
Yes.
He reversing the commercial.
We did that. We did that with one of Miko albums. I told him, I thought about it. I said, yo, we got to use this shit like an appetizer, B. You know what I mean? And then they want the full course meal, get them to go over there and go download it like that.
I don't give you might have to talk you might have to talk over the motherfuckers. You might put the whole thing. Man, keep ass still listening. You know this shit fire. Head over there to the Crip store and buy this album. Every time you think you finna a nigga rap, Raekwon finna rap. You thought you was gonna get that? Nah, homeboy. You need to call this number and order this album right now. Cash. You got to turn them back into
that's an commercial voice, right?
That's exactly.
We cannot be working for them. Sense. They got to work for us. And I think that's where we're at. And I think that's why we are seeing. I've been trying to convince Killer Mike to open up a Chevrolet. Killer Mike and Currency. Y'all need to open up a Chevrolet dealership. I would buy a new Chevrolet from Currency Chevrolet or from Killer Mike Chevrolet. That's what we should be doing. No, y'all think it's better?
No,
so I'm wondering why though. Why do you think Killer Mike and because you know about more about that shit than me? So why them to open up a Chevrolet?
Because their brands speak to cars.
Okay.
And if they don't do it, I'm gonna do it. When I put out this 110 album, we finna lock all that car shit up. Ain't nobody finna have no car space around us because can't nobody fuck with us in that. And then it's gonna be 110 Chevrolet, and that's gonna be everybody ads. You're gonna be following. But I'm giving them, I've been giving them the idea for the last year. I'm like, hey, y'all need to do a Chevrolet.
Okay.
Y'all need to do a Chevrolet. Like it should be a Killer Mike or a Currency Chevrolet. Like come together, do a Currency and Killer Mike Chevrolet. You know what I mean? We would all go to hip hop. We'd all go there to buy our cars.
So when you do the 110 album, maybe you should.
I am. If they don't do it, I'm gonna do it first. Listen, in my mind, hip hop need a dentist. Hip hop need an optometry store, which I'm working on.
He was pushing that dentist shit.
Hip hop need a dentist. Hip hop need an optometry store. Hip hop need everything that you can buy, and it be culturally drowned in what we are with the same proficiency as anything else in mainstream America.
Hey, glasses, man. I don't know, man. That might be it. You might really need to be the first person, hip hop artist to open up optometry.
I call it hip
glasses optometry.
Hip hop optometry.
Yeah, he mentioned this the other day. He mentioned that the other day. I heard that. Hip hop.
I'm going. I'm already going. I'm going. I'm just saying that's what we should be doing, and that was the point of this stream is to talk about where hip hop should be evolving. We should be teaching the culture to everybody else, like that don't know, because they not coming to the records no more to get the culture. They like, fuck y'all, I got to keep going. Life, money too short. Trump fucking shit up. Gas gonna be $9 a gallon. I can't be spending that money.
Goodness gracious.
You know what I'm saying?
That's in Cali. That's in Cali.
That's everywhere.
That better get. No, it's not. It's in Cali. They want to get y'all electric cars, man.
Hey, Trap, I never thought of. So, Trap, when I bought my car, I said I'm gonna get. I got the last version of the gas engine of my car. I said I'm gonna keep this shit forever. Now I'm gonna hold this shit on to it forever, and I'm gonna buy other cars after this. But it's crazy now. They pushing me to electric the way the gas looking.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Hey G, hey Coach, hey Trap.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Sherry.
Good.
No, this Miss
Hey, I have a question. So we're trying to encourage these people, these Black people that are in power, to do more. Do you not feel like as soon as we start making our own revenue and producing our own products and stepping away from the mainstream America, that they're not going to come at us the same way they did in Oklahoma.
Sure.
It's like
talking about with
anytime we
Black
stand
Wall
up,
Street?
anytime we rise above it, like anytime a leader, take Tupac, anytime a black man or there are people in power that are black, it's like they find a way to destroy it. So I'm just asking, like, are y'all concerned about that, or have you thought about that?
I mean, you can't live forever.
Nah, I'm not with that. I'm not with that, Miss with glasses on. but I do think we can't live in fear though.
You can't live forever.
All we got to
I'm
do
not
is
saying living in fear, but I'm saying, do you think that that's going to happen again?
Oh, for sure.
It keeps happening.
No, for sure. For sure.
So don't we need to find out not only a way to empower our black people to do these things, but also we need to have like some kind of process put in place so that if that happens, we're ready for that type of
ain't nothing
attack.
you can do to get ready. The only thing
we
you
gotta
can get ready
protect
is
our
move.
people. We gotta
move,
protect
Miss
our
Thomas.
people.
If you want to get, if you
Yeah,
want to
but you
play a
also have
home
to
game, you gotta get
stabilize
out
and
this
you have to
arena.
come together as a community, no?
No, you can't come together as a community against this country. I mean, you can, but that ain't gonna help you win nothing. A lot of people, and that's fine. Like, listen, you
keep
can't
having dinner
get on the
table
field
combos.
worried about being injured.
But I see what Miss Hummus is saying though.
Me too.
She's being proactive. She's trying to think of a solution before this shit happens. And that's, I get that too, man. And like how you said, G, you can't get on the field without being scared to get injured. But before you get on the field, you're gonna work out, you're gonna do everything you can do,
which is all we can do
to negate the injuries.
Strategy to a counterattack.
Yes.
You can't attack this motherfucker. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you just got to keep on keeping on, man. Like them old folks say. Because if you feel like you're gonna do something to prevent racism in America, that's crazy.
I don't feel like it's preventing racism.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is a part of racism. They're gonna try to prevent us from, coalescing, getting together, and starting something of our own. All I'm saying is, first we have to find a way to get these younger folks to engage and stand with us as black folks. Because you see them out here letting white people say the N-word. And then how are we going to move when said attacks come? And it's probably not even going to be physical, D. You're acting like we're going to get on the battlefield and have some type of war. It's going to be digital. It's going to be social media. It's going to be through the young people. It's going to be about them pushing propaganda via the music, via whatever. So I just feel like we need to have a plan in place if and when we do start to bring ourselves up, when we do start to create our own wealth. We need to have something in place so that when it happens, we're ready for it. That's all I'm saying. I'm
just telling you, that shit is not how it works.
I hear what you're saying, Miss Summers.
In a perfect world,
thank you,
I think the truth is you just would have to leave America.
If
that becomes your fear,
you go. All right.
If that becomes your fear, you just leave.
I see why Coach B is so frustrated. It's like you go to the extreme. There's middle ground.
Hey, this is where me and G, whenever we talk about this kind of stuff, this is where we have our disagreements at. G just be going.
Conversations. He'd be so far left.
He'd be like, "Dad, we gonna die." Like
we gotta figure out a way to put mattresses down because we gonna climb 100 yards in the air, and then we can protect. No, you can't.
Me and G have arguments because I try not to die. G trying to commit suicide at every 2 seconds. Let's leave the country.
Succeeding in America is suicide. If you black, not just if you succeed by yourself, you'll be fine. If you succeed if you have any intention to help other black people, that's suicide, and that's fine. I'm saying be willing to commit suicide.
For sure, be willing.
I don't think it's going to be suicide the way you're thinking about it. Do you remember I told you me and you are old school? The world don't work the way it used to. It's going to come from a different angle. They're going to come for our youth.
They already got your youth, Ms. Hummus.
I know that, but I'm saying if we start to build up, if we start to empower ourselves, we have to, as a culture, find a way to counter-react that. Don't you think?
No.
G don't like hope, Miss Hummus. G don't like hope.
No.
Huh?
No. What I don't like is when we live in a place where we're not being honest with circumstance.
I think that
if you want to survive, just don't do nothing. You'll be fine.
Okay, so then what is the point?
All the rest of your days
what is
out?
The point? What is the point of building us up? What is the point of making all this culture cachet for ourselves if they're just going to come and destroy it. You have to have some kind of plan in place to be ready for this attack. Come on now. Then there's no point of even doing it.
So the point of doing it is doing it. Like, even though Martin Luther King knew, listen, Martin Luther King could have just said, you know what, I'm going to go in hiding. I'm not going to deliver this last speech. I know these people are trying to hurt me.
Okay, but what about this, G? What about being ready to die, but preparing to live?
The way you prepare to live is by living. Listen, you.
So, G, let me ask you something. I'm sorry, Coach. Let me ask you something, G. Are you saying it's more about the message and the forward motion and getting Black people to come together as a whole and not necessarily on being worried about what they're going to do to us? It's kind of like waking people up and be like, look, we can do this if we move together. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that's really the only thing you've ever going to have in America.
Okay.
There was virtually no way. Listen, okay. Obviously, how they would do it, you would like to believe is going to be different than what they did with Tulsa Wall Street, right? You would like to believe it's going to be different, right? You would like to believe they cannot fly planes in and bomb and come in with torches and set the businesses on fire. You would like to believe America can't do that anymore. I believe they still can do that. But it's a million other things happening. But I'm telling you, the fear of helping Black people cannot, like, every last Black man that's ever decided to truly help Black men publicly face the same exact thing. They all knew their life was in danger. Not one of them, at least the ones we praise, decided that existing was more important than the message.
But I don't think Miss Hummus is saying that.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah, I don't think she's having a fear of doing what needs to be done. I think she's trying to say, what about learning from history and preparing for.
So the truth is, what Martin Luther King could have did to prepare, the only thing he could have did was go into hiding.
No.
What he could have did?
We're not in. But we're not in those times. This is today.
What times are we
not in? And I'm with
in?
you. I'm ready to die. I'll lay down my life. I don't give up.
Hold on.
But what I'm saying is,
hold on, Miss Summers. What times are we not in? That they would just assassinate
I understand
you?
that we're not in the Martin Luther King times. We're not in those days. You're not thinking about the digital age we live in, G. You're such a like caveman when it comes to certain ideas.
Did they just think about hold on.
This ain't the first time you've been called a caveman.
Hold on. I'm not mad at that.
Exactly. Hey, I'm the same age as you. I'm 46, he's 46. So don't go there with the ageism, Coach.
I understand that y'all believe that this is an evolution of racism and white people are different and they're refined now. They like cheese and wines. Yeah, that's not true. They just knocked off the supreme ruler of Iran. They didn't deplete his bank account. They didn't say, you know what? We're going to deplete his bank account. We're going to spread propaganda. They knocked him back.
Good point. Coach, I see why you be getting so frustrated because you agree, but then you don't agree.
No, yeah, because G always has a lot of good points and
right?
Yeah, man, well thought out and you have to think about them. But I think we just have I think it's a difference between ready to die and actively trying to die.
Well, I'm saying if actively trying to die is doing right for Black people and coming together and building great things, that's worth dying for. No, every great Black man decided Jesus could have went into hiding. They told Jesus who was going to betray him. He still ate dinner with him. Still. Listen. Martin Luther King's whole speech was like, I would like to live longer. His last thing was like, I would like to live longer, but that's not important. That's not important. Like, we got to stop believing living forever is important. I know it goes against, self-preservation, but it doesn't if you look at Black people as a mass. If you look at Black people as not one of us is more important than the mass of us, then we all collectively keep trying to push things forward, even at the expense of personally living. Because every time we do something great, look what Martin Luther King did, and then black people was able to do after that, like as a mass.
Hold on, glasses. Ooh, I got something for you. I have something for you. So when the Black Panthers were doing what they were doing, right? They had contingencies in place for when and if it was going to pop off. That I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, yes, let's do this. I'm all down for dying. I don't care, but we could still have contingencies in place if and when it happens. That's all I'm saying. And you can't say the Black Panthers didn't have that in place. Yeah, they all got bombed up and taken to jail.
So
and blah,
then what
blah,
are we
blah.
talking about?
But they still had contingencies in place for when that happened.
Miss Hummer said, just have a
Yes
will,
or no?
glasses. Just have a will.
My
Just
will,
have-
my will, my
Just have your affairs in order.
His will is to die.
I'm saying you can have your affairs in order, but the truth is, my will is to do greatness in the name of black folk. That's the only will. You can't listen. If I'm worried about existing as long as possible, I should not try to be great. That should just
That's
go out
not
the
what
door.
I'm. You know that's not what I'm saying. And if that's
I'm
what
not.
you think
I'm not.
saying,
No, I'm
then
not saying this is what you're saying. I'm saying you living in a world where the concept of you thinking you're going to reverse racism, you're going to plan for racism. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Like you can't. The sheer wickedness of America says you cannot prepare for the type of shit that they will figure out. So you have to make a decision. Is the mass of us worth dying, inspiring the mass of us worth you personally living your life? And if it's not, find something else to do.
Oh, I'll die for this. I used to ride or die for my homies in the streets. So I'll
while
ride or
we're
die
having
for
this
us as black folks.
conversation, you cannot prepare for racism. The best thing you can do
So no
is do things based off the laws, right? That's the closest. But when they are tired of you, you see what they just did to that man in South America. You see what they just did to the supreme ruler in Iran. You see what they doing to people every day.
Gee, Miss Hummer said, okay, we get that you Queen Latifah and set it off. Miss Hummer's trying to be Jada Pinkett. She just saying, look, she down to die if she have to, but she would like to rob the bank and get away with the money if she can. Like she not just trying
there you go.
You just robbing the bank to rob the bank.
Well, maybe that's the
point.
No,
Coach. You know what? That's not the thing. I am ready to die. But what I'm saying is, when you rob a bank, you have a getaway plan. You're not just going in there and robbing a bank, and then after you get the bag, you're like,
No,
what
G is just robbing the bank.
That's what I'm saying.
He gonna rob the bank and shoot himself in the head.
Stand in the middle of the lobby, like, come at me.
Rob the bank, Africa. Man, it's crazy.
Go to Africa.
He said, rob the bank, go self-checkout.
You just black with black people.
He gonna rob the bank and then unalive himself. I got away. Nah, I refuse.
Move where black people is in mass. That's the plan. If your idea, listen.
But see, that's how do you? Okay, you said rob the bank and move to Africa. There you go, G. That's all. That's all Miss Summer's saying.
I'm not dying to live.
How are you getting to Africa?
I'm not living. Ain't everything to me. It's not everything. I know this sounds crazy.
I get it.
I totally understand. Living is everything to y'all, man. I don't even want to imagine the things y'all would do to live.
see, that's the problem. See, that's Miss Summer. This is when we get into it.
Because I'm saying
he talking crazy now.
I'm not insane.
I would imagine
all your.
I can imagine what he's imagining.
I cannot with him.
I got you bad up here.
This is why I get it. That's like the little brother from Compton, right, Miss Hummus? The little brother from Compton Crip. And, you know, did you see the little thing where he was in the SA's hood and they was like, hey, where y'all from? He's like, oh, I'm from ATF Compton Crip. They said, where? He said, ATF Compton Crip. The reason they asked him because they didn't know what he was saying. They didn't know what he was talking about because this is somewhere so far, right? And he like, ATF Compton Crip. And it's like, oh, okay. Compton is like, yeah. He said, well, fuck Compton Crip. He said, oh, it's like that? Oh, man, I got an A on my neck, too. And they start talking after he disrespected him, right? And he said he had a burner. So the truth is he got marked out, right? He got marked out because somebody went out of their way to disrespect you by insulting you, right? And I'm not mad, right? Because I get it. He does a video, Miss Hummus, where he tries to explain why he didn't get marked out. Oh, well, I got something to live for, and I'm a rapper. If y'all had something to live for, you. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why did you get courted on a gang? Like, if you have something, if you have all of these things that you want to live for, right? If you have all of these things you want to live for, why did you become a gang member? Why?
Okay. Hold on, G. Hold on. Just give me a second. Just give me 1 minute. Just listen. Hear me out. Try to actually hear me. Listen to me. I'm not disagreeing with you, as we've spoke plenty of times, and I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is how or why or if, like, do we try to have something in place for when and if, not even if, when they come after us? You're talking about building car dealerships and, doing this and doing that. That's wonderful. I'll die for that. I'll be out there right with you. But I'm saying, like, shouldn't we prepare the others or prepare ourselves or have some kind of contingency plan in place just in case? That's all I'm asking. And if you're saying, fuck it, jump out the window, it is what it is, we'll deal with the consequences, I'm with you. I was just throwing the question out there. Should there be something in place? If you say no, I'm with you, buddy. You want to go be Martin Luther King? I got
nah.
right behind you. We can all die together.
She's saying be scared to come up.
It scares me that some of our people that are in power right now, like the Dots and the Big Mikes and some of these other people that are black in high places, I get scared for them sometimes. So that's all I was asking.
Or you can end up like Puff. She's saying you can end up like Puff.
Well, this is the thing. Plan B is making Plan A work. If you start conceding, look. Let's have a fair conversation. What could Martin Luther King had did to prevent himself from being assassinated? What was the contingency plan?
Change the whole time.
Nothing. He knew what he was getting himself in. He knew he was going to be assassinated.
What could Malcolm X had done to avoid his unfortunate outcome?
Same.
So
what could the Black Panthers have done to avoid them getting mass incarcerated and mass killed? Nothing, but they still had something in place. Something.
What do you think they had in place?
They were set up outside of the building with the guns. They had getaway plans. They had something in place. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm saying that doesn't work.
Well, apparently it doesn't. So maybe I see what you'd be going through. Because he'd be going on 100 left, and then he actually makes a point. All right,
it doesn't.
I give up.
Plan B
you can't argue with this nigga.
Yeah.
Plan B has to be making Plan A work. Martin Luther King could have avoided all casualty.
Trees like flowers. That makes a lot of sense. Sorry, I just in the comment.
Yeah, if he just hid, he'd have been fine. He'd have lived his days out as long as they couldn't find him. But he decided the pursuit of our people together, rising together, was worth him risking it.
I hear what you're saying, though, Miss Summers.
Thank you.
You know what we all could do? We could all go become a part of the Nation of Islam. They have an army.
Last time you brought up
No, I feel you.
People didn't like it.
I was just throwing the question out there.
They start talking about Scientology.
I agree with everything you're saying, but
let me grab this, Miss Summers. Let me grab this other line.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, Miss Summers. Hey, great combo, Miss Summers.
Good afternoon.
Hey, what's going on with you? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm holding it together. Who is this?
This the 6'8" Aquarius, man.
Oh, what's going on, big dog?
Yes, sir, man. Love y'all show, man. I love getting up, the afternoon watching y'all.
Appreciate it.
I want to say something, no doubt. I want to say something real quick about you guys, which I was talking about with the lady before me. My biggest, about, preparing for, the worst case scenario if us as Black people come together and start, building hospitals, start building grocery stores, start building schools, in our names, if it's hip hop or whatever. But do you guys ever think to yourselves that the biggest enemy is going to be whoever we're working next to?
No.
Is that the black man that you feel you have all your trust in is a plant from the CIA trying to infiltrate what you got going on? Because that's pretty much all that was going on. If you remember in 1959, MLK got stabbed by a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
He was a quarter of an inch away from his heart, and she could have killed him right there. And if he would have sneezed, they said he would have died. Then, you know what I'm saying, Martin ended up getting killed in 68. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black people, you know, didn't like him from the beginning. And he became more of a Malcolm type in the end. And Malcolm, who a lot of white people wasn't feeling to begin with, became more of MLK toward the end because he was incorporating a lot of other races of people and other world leaders into his faction to try to help us in what's going on in America. And when the white man saw that other races of people were actually interested in helping black people, they had to cut him down.
That's actually
black people were always in the mix when it came time to cutting us down. Yes, the paperwork was signed by the CIA, aka the white man. That's obvious. But it was always somebody next to you that wore the same colors as you, that had the same beliefs as you, that jumped in the same cup as you, that used your bathroom, kissed your wife and kids. That was the one that was always secretly watching you, taking you out and delivering messages to the higher ups to try to infiltrate what you're doing. So my thing, basically what I'm trying to say is that a lot of what we try to do as a black people and try to come up ain't necessarily, I'm not really scared of the white man or the CIA. I'm scared of my own people because we get brainwashed too often to take us down. I want to see the black person step up and say, hey, Glasses, this dude over here offered me $500,000 to do this and this to you, or this and this to your organization, or this and this to your business. Yo, go ahead and handle him. I'm not gonna do that to you because I'm too loyal to you. We're not gonna own up to what they're doing. We're just gonna carry the act out, and then the consequences come right behind that.
You must have just got finished watching the Nat Turner story.
Nah, you funny, Coach. No, man, it's just that it's not really that. It's just that I look at it as, in my humble opinion, Glasses and Coach, is that the last 2 years of MLK's life is the most fascinating to me.
Right.
The last 2 years of MLK, wait, I said MLK already. MLK and Malcolm X. Their last 2 years are the most fascinating to me.
For sure,
because I already know what Malcolm was about early on.
And Martin. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's obvious. We knew what Malcolm was on early on. We knew that. We knew what MLK was on. We knew that. But 66, 67, and the early 68, when Martin started to become more pro-black and start, giving black people more encouragement in regards to financial success and teaching us about financial wealth and, setting up, going to going up to Tennessee, doing the whole sanitation, protest and all that stuff. He was prepared to do some stuff in front of the White House that was going to really shake some things up from what I heard. I was online reading some stuff, and they said he was supposed to plant himself in front of the White House with a bunch of protesters, and it was something he was actually protesting for, out there in D.C. So he never made it to D.C. because he was assassinated in Memphis. And so I'm saying is that, again, I know I'm babbling a little bit.
No, you good.
So what I'm saying is that I feel like our success is not necessarily going to be the issue with white folks and CIA, because we're expected to know that white folks are going to hate on us. It's the people that are in our same hoods, in our same neighborhoods, from our own, from where we from, whatever. They're going to be the ones to step in and do something that's going to make you say, damn, I didn't even see that coming.
Hey, brother, I have one question for you before Glasses start talking to you. Would you feel more comfortable building with white shoulders next to yours?
I kind of take the approach that Malcolm had. I would feel more comfortable working with all races and all walks of life to try to satisfy the growth and benefit of my own people, of black people. If you, like you said, you can't join an organization, but you can help and you can assist and you can, donate or whatever, but you can't be part of an organization. I feel that for us as black people, yes, it's going to take more than just black people to help us. It's going to take some folks that actually do care about us and who actually do want to see us grow and who are not racist and who are not bigots and who are not this and that. It's going to take a little bit more than that. And that's what made Malcolm a target. They didn't care if Malcolm opened up a black-owned grocery store in the hood. They didn't care if Malcolm opened up a black-owned bank in the hood. They didn't care about that. But when they start seeing world leaders, big dogs, the Castros and a bunch of others who were stepping up and shaking Malcolm's hand when he got back from Mecca, and he started seeing that he was collaborating with a lot of people, that's when it became an issue, and they had to cut him down because now there was promise as to what he was doing. There was actually a pathway for black people to succeed, and Malcolm X was the face of it, and that's the reason why I personally believe MLK got nervous as hell when they assassinated Malcolm, because he saw what Malcolm was doing, and it was in good faith, and he apologized to all of his enemies and begged his enemies to apologize to him, and he was on a whole nother level and working with anybody that was willing to help black people succeed. He didn't care who you were or where you were, as long as you had a genuine heart, and as long as you came correct, and you didn't try to hurt us, he didn't care who you were. And that made Martin nervous, and then, he ended up, meeting his demise. He just didn't really care. He was like, at this point, I'm going to have to die. I'm not going to live too long because I'm not going to backpedal to who y'all thought I was in 1963. I'm not that person no more. Y'all lied to me.
So wouldn't that mean that they had the same exact outcome, even though they went about it different ways?
I agree with that. Yes, sir.
So to your initial point, no, I'm not scared of other black people at all.
Yeah, and even by what you're saying, if we're gonna go back to the real root of how they got killed, it was really dealt with white whispers. Like, it wasn't maybe
he said that, but I'm saying,
yeah, but that's
no, I'm not scared of black people.
Why would you be scared of black people then?
Well, because
it started with white whispers.
He said because the white whispers whisper in black ears to make them carry out actions.
Yeah, I get that, but without the white whispers whispering in the black ears, we don't have these actions. It's gonna come from white people.
So his point is saying, does that bother you, or does that concern you working with black people next to you, knowing that they could be whispering in their ears?
No,
that's my point. Yeah.
Well, look at Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton was doing some. Fred Hampton was another one. He got other people involved outside of his own to help his cause and help what he was doing. And they had a black man infiltrated the Black Panther Party to come in there and and do what they did. That's ugly. That scares me, Glasses.
That don't scare me at all.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop from doing what's good for my people. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on your podcast acting like a bitch about it. I'm not doing that.
No,
I'm just saying is that.
Called you that, brother. Jesus.
No. Of course. Yes,
you
sir.
See some of them comments. He was reading the comments while he was talking.
No. I'm not saying that y'all said that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying is that I'm letting you guys know is that the woman that you spoke to on the phone prior to me, she made it known that whoever leads the charge or leads the way into black people starting to grow business and grow an economy that is suitable for us and that's made for us is going to get cut down. She never mentioned anything about the person that's going to pull the trigger. And the person that pulls the trigger is 9 times out of 10 ain't going to be nobody white. It's going to be somebody black that was hired by somebody white to do the job. That to me is a concern.
Nah, not to me at all. I mean, listen, if you don't want to die, just don't live.
I feel you on that.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to die, just don't live. Like if there's a fear of dying when you're doing something great, you cannot do something. Just don't do something great. You know what I mean? Just don't do something great. Like Martin Luther King did not have to go and deliver that I've been to the mountaintop sermon. He could have went into hiding. Malcolm X knew what was going to happen to him. Like, he could have went into hiding. All of these people could have went into hiding, and they decided the cause and idea was worth the risk. Our mentality should be exactly the same. It doesn't matter. I would rather die at the hands of somebody black than somebody white anyway. I do not want a white man killing me. I'd rather some brother, if I had to choose, I don't want to die at the hand of a white man. That's just not cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it's okay to die doing something great. It's okay. It's funny because when I first started talking today, like I was talking about this Jeff Pearlman Only God Can Judge Me book, and I was reading a passage where Afeni named Tupac after two people that the Spanish murdered. Like they actually sentenced both people to death. The two people that had Tupac's name, they sentenced those two people to death. The second person, they murdered his family. They murdered his wife, son, uncle, and brother-in-law. They cut their tongues out and then they chopped their heads off. And she still named her son after those two people. Like nothing great is going to come, you know what I mean, with fear of dying. Like it don't matter if you're right, because they could weaponize a brother who need it, right? Like the brother that did kill Frank Hampton, that set him up. They could weaponize a brother that's going through it. They can, but who cares? That don't mean you don't help the mass of black people because some black person sells you out in a pursuit of their own personal conquest or whatever it is. That just comes with it.
No, OG, I'm not saying don't do the task or don't do the job. I'm still going to go out here and work. I'm just saying is that the level of precaution that the woman that you were talking to before me said we should have for this entity of people, I'm going to have for more than just them. I'm not just worried about the CIA, the FBI, and this and the third. I'm worried about everybody. Yeah, any and everybody can be my enemy, and any and everybody can help me.
That's a scary existence, man.
Yeah, nah.
That's a
like, I'm saying it's a reality.
I mean, no, it's not a reality though. I think we would like it to be a reality, but it's not a reality.
Because a lot of things that are reality scare the shit out of me, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it.
Well, I mean, I just don't think black people being your greatest fear is a reality.
Hey, you live in a real life, keep your head on the swivel.
No, I'm not saying my greatest fear. I'm saying, I said black people are, or the CIA and them and the white folks are not my only fear.
They are completely my only fear.
Hey, do you have friends?
You say what?
Do you have friends? How do you make friends? Like,
no, I have friends.
Oh, okay.
No, look, listen. I don't have any fear of black people. Yes, a white man is my greatest fear. A black man is so far removed from my greatest fears. Like it's a whole bunch of people that would be a higher fear. And this is coming from a Crip that my fear of black people is so low that it's scary. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you and Miss Hummus are saying, but I'm telling y'all.
No, they're not putting in with Miss Hummus.
No, because he was saying he was adding to her point.
He wasn't adding to her point. He wasn't adding to her point. He was saying that he has a different point almost.
No, he doesn't. He's saying
that she should be more cautious.
No, Coach. I said Coach. I said that if Glasses is doing something to help black people, he shouldn't just be fearful of the CIA and those who can whatever. I said we should be afraid of everyone around us. Anybody and everybody can help us or hurt us. So right. I'm not saying watch one more than the other. Yeah. I'm saying don't leave out a certain group of people because we're so fascinated with who we've been told hates us the most.
Right. Okay. So
you think
just
somebody
everybody
told us that white people hate us the most?
No, I'm saying that's what we see on a daily basis. That's what we have been told. We've been seeing the things that we've been through. We've been saying a lot of us have been through a lot of things that have happened with white people, but that don't mean that somebody else can still walk up to you and do something to you that the white man can also do.
Hey, let me ask you
this. So what
this.
I'm saying is that to me, anybody can be your enemy.
Hey, brother. Hey, real quick, what's your name again?
The Six-Filled Aquarius.
Oh, okay. So if we making a pie, keep your eye on pie. What percentage do the black people have and white people? Are they all the same percentage? Like, are you more fearful of the black man or the white man?
I'm more fearful than anybody, bro. I don't put nothing past nobody.
So all equal. Everybody get an equal piece of the pie.
Everybody getting a piece of the pie, bro. Because I've seen. I was in the military. I live in Cali. I live in Georgia. I live in the South now. I've seen some of the most treacherous shit done by every race and every group of people, bro.
Hey, you for sure got a panic room.
He said panic room. Crying.
Man.
No, but I feel you, bro. I hear what you're saying, man. I got you.
Yo, he said it is what it is, bro.
No.
Like
I could dig it, but
you got a panic room.
Nah.
No, I got it.
He got a bunker. He got a bunker.
Yeah, but you gotta trust somebody. Somebody got to get trusted.
Nah, I trust God, man. That's I mean, that's my higher being. I trust God every single day, man.
For sure. That
I trust God to put. I trust God to put the right people in my life every single day.
Yeah, I don't really have fear of black people and at all. It's not to say black people can't kill you, but if dying becomes your ultimate deal breaker, and I know that seems very standard, but not when the movement becomes us. Like, white people don't just murder you, bro. They murder everything about your existence. They murder everything about how you live. They murder everything. America murders. They don't just murder us. Like if like a black man just kills me, America will fuck life up. It's different. It's just completely different. And it's like you could never give black people's, behavior. You could never put it in the same realm as white people, ever. Like I'm talking about the worst thing you saw a black man do wouldn't even be a drop in the bucket to the evilness America has perpetrated against black people.
Let me. Do you feel like this is what the white whispers were intended to do? Make us be fearful of each other?
Say it again.
Do you think this is what these white whispers were intended to do? Make us be fearful of each other? Like how you saying you don't trust anybody. Like, and a lot of the stuff you basing it on was it started by the white whispers, by the CIA and all that kind of stuff. The white people,
Why you calling them white whispers?
White whispers. That's fire.
White whispers is crazy.
No, I do believe that they actually had a lot to do with it, but a lot of us also have a choice not to associate ourselves with hurting us just because they asked us to.
You don't think they've been playing divide and conquer for hundreds of years with us?
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. I'll be stupid as fuck to say that they haven't.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you is that, but a lot of us don't have to agree to do things to our own people because they asked us to. Like I said again, if glasses would have started a business and it became so goddamn popular, it was taking over the world. And they came to me and said, "Hey, 6'8", we need to do X, Y, and Z to glasses because he's a threat." Fuck you.
Okay. So we ain't got to worry about you.
I'm not. I mean, and then too, if I gotta wait, hold on, coach. Guess what? If I gotta die because I'm not gonna take glasses out, then I'm a dead motherfucker.
I got you.
Hey, I got you, 6'8".
I appreciate
we gonna
you
on it, man, my boy. Good afternoon.
Hey, this is LL City. I just wanted to kind of look at this from a different perspective. We're talking about a lot of very things that cause you need generational change. You need generational change, right? And it doesn't make any sense, the paranoia. Why? I mean, yeah, things happen, but you can walk outside and get hit by a bus. That's, you have to take risks to get rewards. And so I'm not really understanding what's going on with so many. I mean, I don't think that Jay-Z's still Jay-Z, right? And he's got a bunch of people who are trying to, build the gear, whatever, trying to catch him up, but he's still Jay-Z. So it's not like black people cannot reach the height. It's not like we can't reach them. It doesn't make any sense.
We're going to dig it out. We're going to get to it. All right. I'm going to make sure I get with you. Much love.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you for the call. Let me get through these.
Now, I can't get involved in the conversation. You got the phone joint stuff because they can't hear what I'm saying.
I
So
know.
I gotta
Trap,
say, man.
hey, you know what's really messed up though? Because this was a black topic. You know the LT probably like Trap don't want to talk about no black
That's
issues.
what.
Shout out to 65 Shutdown who
God
got somebody a
damn.
member for the month. Trap, don't learn with that Timu ass Mike, Sheen ass Mike, Alibaba ass Mike. You are killing people's ears, bro. Queen's down 1,000,000 points because of you and 50.
Oh boy.
Shout out to Breezy. Thank you for the $5. Decades of redlining, segregation, underfunding of their neighborhood and schools. Drugs were an escape from limited social and economic mobility. Facts. And that's where you get Crips from and that mentality. And that's what happened with Afeni. Make sure y'all get this book. Only God Could Judge Me by Jeff Pearlman. It's fire. You will love it. It is deep. Just walk into it expecting to learn about humans, not about God. Shout out to Ms. Hummus. Thank you for the $2. G, can we get an update on the shooting at Marathon? It's not important. Shout out to them people there, but it's not important. What was important is Stevie Wonder walked in the homie restaurant and got him a burger. What was important is Snoop Dogg came over there and helped open up one in Long Beach and Pine Street in downtown Long Beach. That's what's important. Fuck all that other shit.
I actually got to get the Marathon
motherfuckers solving their problems. That's how motherfuckers
You ain't been there?
That's down the street.
I've never had it yet.
You ain't been there yet? You ain't been there yet,
I'm here. I only hear good shit about it too. I got to get there.
Shout out to Shy Nose. Thank you for the $2. Did y'all like the King documentary and album? I did. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole documentary. I just saw clips. Let me grab this. Good afternoon.
G, what's up?
What's up with who this?
It's Ruffian, man.
Ruffian, what's going on, homeboy?
Ruffian, what's good?
Man, same old shit, brother.
What's on your mind?
I don't get what's the problem. How y'all don't see what the brother was saying.
Oh, we get what he's saying.
No, we for sure get it. For sure got it.
We get it.
Y'all get it?
Yeah, we get it for sure.
We understand white whispers activate black people in circumstances.
Activate black paranoia. Black on black paranoia.
We get it.
I mean, but is it
you the
really
real life keep your head on
paranoia?
the swivel.
Huh?
Is it really
That was
paranoia?
hilarious.
You should watch everybody, shouldn't you?
No.
What?
Listen, man, rough. Like
rough ends, you sound like you looking at the curtain like this right now.
If y'all see black and white people as if it's like all lives matter, this conversation wouldn't matter. And I don't mean all lives matter like the insulting all lives matter, but the belief that if you think black people can be as evil in America to you as this country has been to you, that's all lives matter. I'm not mad at it. I don't believe in that, and I've never saw it. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is, if you orchestrating something as big as a movement, you should know that out of all these people, the motherfucker that is going to get you is going to come from inside of your movement. You should know that. So if you know that, why wouldn't you watch the motherfuckers in your movement? That don't mean you stop the movement, or why wouldn't you watch the people in your movement?
Rough, but if that's your sentiment, then why are you a part of a movement? If you think black people are as dangerous to you as America is, you shouldn't have a movement.
No, you should have. Listen,
why?
Martin understood, just like Malcolm understood. This is bigger than, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die. This is bigger than the little small shit. But they still understood it's the motherfucker that's closest to me might be the one that take me out.
But I'm saying, if you believe that, you would not be able to fundamentally have a movement. If you feel like black people are your greatest enemy, why would you not just be American and just assimilate with everybody?
Gee, it's just like, this shit is just like gangbang. It's just like gangbang. The motherfuckers who started these organizations, these street organizations, they knew
that one day it's gonna be a motherfucker that's close to him that they're gonna have to either kill or be killed back. It's the same shit. That don't mean you stop being what the fuck you is.
But then it wouldn't make sense.
What you mean it wouldn't make sense?
If you fear black people as much as you fear white people, and you feel like your resources and ally can come from anybody, why declare yourself black?
No, it don't. Just because you watch somebody don't mean you fear them.
I'm saying
that's not the same thing.
But we're not talking about watching them. I'm saying if you feel the greatest threat of your life is black people, how do you, like, if I'm from 7th Street, right? If I've thought the greatest threat of my life is a nigga from 7th Street, I wouldn't claim 7th Street. Like, as a gang member. Like, if the greatest threat of my life was another brother from the neighborhood, why am I claiming that neighborhood? It's one thing to be raised in a neighborhood. It's another thing to represent said neighborhood and speak in its interest. So why do it if I believe that the homies is my greatest threat? Now, that's not to say I couldn't have a problem with a homeboy and it could play out in a situation where I lose my life. It's not to say that, you know, like somebody else couldn't incentivize one of my homeboys with money to actually end my life. All of these things are possible. But why the fuck would I actually bang the set if my greatest fear, if I have the same exact fear of people from around the way as I do America?
But it's not the same fear. That's not what I'm saying, bro. But this is what I'm saying. Taking your example, the set is bigger than the homies of the set. The set is something totally different. That's what you're claiming. You're claiming a set. You ain't claiming the niggas. The niggas is something totally different. The set is what you claim, not the niggas. So
no. That's not true. No.
Watch these motherfucking niggas.
Nah, Ruff. You do. The set don't mean nothing. You claim the people, though, Ruff.
No.
Ruff said, watch these motherfucking
You claim
niggas.
the people. You claim the best of us, the worst of us as yours. I'm talking about my greatest homie, who is my greatest influence, who I love with all my heart, that do the best things and give me the greatest advice, to my homeboy that is the worst of us, that give me the worst advice. It's what good is it if it's not the people? What good is being black if it's not the people? Like, if I was the last black person on planet Earth, what the hell would I be fighting for?
You wouldn't be fighting. But what I'm saying is, of your two homeboys, the greatest and the worst, you know the difference between the two.
I'm telling you, they demand me. This is the same debate, Ruff, we have about people like R. Kelly and Puff, or a person like Kendrick, right? It's like all of them deserve me to make sure that they are being treated correctly.
I agree, bro, but this is what I'm saying, G. Just like Puff and Kale, I can still be with them, but I'm not leaving my fucking kids around Kale. And that's my nigga.
Yeah, but that's not a...
in the name of the movement, man. That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah,
you can do both things. You can still be in the movement, but I know who Kale is. So I ain't gonna fuck with him like that.
I ain't leaving it around that motherfucker.
That's still my brother.
Yeah, but Kale's ain't really. Yeah, but again, I would leave my kid around Kale's before I took him to certain daycares.
Oh,
I don't know.
You're losing me now.
Yo, we out.
I'm 100% with you.
Yo, we out. Yo, we out, B. We out, B. We out. Wrap this up. Wrap this up, son.
What y'all?
Cannot be. No.
We gotta go. Y'all can't keep calling, man. Hello?
Crazy.
Hold on.
Chill.
Good afternoon.
No more callers.
Hi.
Hey, now.
This is Breezy.
Hey, Breezy, what's going on?
Breezy.
Nothing much. Just got off work.
Okay.
How is everyone?
Must be nice.
Everything good.
What's going on, Breeze? What's on your mind? We trying to get through these things. Get up out of here.
I'm just trying to figure out where this conversation is going, and I just
I have
wanted to say a few
no
things.
idea what just happened.
He just
All the
talked
brothers
about
hijacked it,
leaving
took it
your
right to
kids.
black people.
Talking
Brothers
about
ain't
leaving your
shit, Breezy.
kids with fucking R. Kelly. V, that was
Okay.
crazy.
Fuck
Bru-
what everybody else thinks. Black people against everyone. Not in like a militant way, but we got to stand for ourselves.
Yes,
Fuck what the white people think,
yes.
and that's that. But stop letting these COINTELPRO people up here.
Go to, I got you, Bree. I'm gonna text you to make sure I got your stuff for the interview stuff.
We
Let me grab this last
All right.
thing.
We got a lot of keep your head on the swivel niggas around here.
Got to interview Breezy.
Good afternoon.
Hey, G, Red Rose, White Center, tell Trap to get a new mic, nigga.
Hey, I'm on you, dog.
6'5".
Miss Peaches, thank you for the $5. I watched the doc about how Sam hustled and how they moved songs, small bags, stashing money, the warehouse, the trickery to get it. Respect, man, that's real too. And I remember that version of Sam. Congrats to Sam and all the homies. Ms. Hummus, thank you for the $5. Chat, my youngest son is in the United States Air Force. Let's just say I've been crying all day. Please keep him in your prayers. We're going to lift Ms. Hummus' son up to make sure he make it out of here. All the missions they got to fly and deal with that Trump got cracking. Feel me? Only the best things. That man come back and do right. You know, come back to his mom. Amen. He coming back, Ms. Hummus. We gonna believe it all the way.
Yep.
Shout out to Breezy. Thank you for the $5. We didn't need the restaurant, but we needed to diversify our financial portfolio. Rap doesn't last forever for some, but investments can to an extent. That's fair. Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $5. G and Coach look like they just got done running away from the child support police. That's actually a police force? Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $5. G Trap, can y'all tell us about the evolution? His uncle is the giraffe from Toys R Us. G,
what?
Trap, can you tell all about the evolution? His uncle is the giraffe from Toys R Us. Say you look like the giraffe from Toys R Us. That's funny.
Who, me?
Yeah.
K-Way, you fucked that up right
I
there.
get it.
K-Way,
Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $5. G, we need a radical voice to break up the streaming service. You should be the male C. Dolores Tucker. The C is for Crip. I'm crying. Crip Dolores Tucker.
You just made him a woman? The fuck?
C. Dolores Tucker's fire, though. I'll take that. Shout out to Ash 2 Crimson. Thank you for the $10. Maybe music in general reached its peak. Possibly. Not when it's not for sale. I mean, I don't know. It's just free. So it's made a bunch of other people $1 billion. So I don't know if it can make, if it reached peak yet. Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $5. Hip hop is two types of people, pimps and hoes. Got to decide which one you want to be, the fucky or the fucker. K-Way's crazy. Breezy, thank you for the $5. Honda commercial versus Ferrari with none. Who has the more valuable product? I look at it that way. Sometimes oversaturation is not good, dependent. It's true. Shout out to Ash 2 Crimson. Thank you for the $25. It ain't streaming. Labels have been killing monetary gain for all artists. Jay-Z, Kanye, Rihanna, Beyonce didn't become billionaires from music. But I don't know if one artist's music made $1 billion. Like as a catalog. But
now they said what's the name did?
Who?
They said that Taylor. They said
that's
Taylor
not
did.
true. It don't work that way, but that's a whole nother story.
That's what you said. That's what you said, Coach? That's what you said, right?
She making some money though, but she ain't becoming. I mean, listen, I don't even want to use that fake ass billionaire expression. I can't talk an American like that. American finances is bullshit. Shout out to Lil Bitty. Thank you for the $10. Glasses, do you think the reason wealthy buy catalogs is to make an investment and expand the stock portfolio the same way they buy land? Just curious. I definitely think so. I think they got a plan.
That's what it is.
I think they got a plan for the music. Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $5. Trap, Coach G, antics aside, do y'all think Cole should take the fall off DSP since he driving state to state selling CDs out the trunk? No, because the fall off is his business. The going state to state selling CDs is how he markets.
It's marketing.
Yeah, and for you to go stream the album.
I think that that he should give a little bit more to the like G was saying though. As far as the ones come out the trunk though, it should be something a little bit more that you give into aside from the experience of meeting you and everything like that though. I think that'll be dope. But now you gotta keep it on there though. You gotta keep it on there.
Hey, just a real quick question to you, Trap. Hey, does he have to respond to Sahai?
I think for the sake of hip hop and just rapping, and all Saha want to do a spar. He not going at him. He not going no way. You know what I'm saying? On no crazy, you know what I'm saying? No malicious shit like that. So yeah, it's cool to get up in there and spar with him real quick. You can't mess with me type shit. I wouldn't mind seeing that. If he steps,
thank you for the $25. Coach, did you grab a boom box? Starting to play the fall off out of G's window yet?
That's when I get out there. When I get out there, I'm doing that.
No, I'm gonna put it on the loudspeakers when we get back in the big gym to box and shit.
Shout out to Fatima. Thank you for the $10. Legal rules on AI generated artwork currently emphasize that only works with significant human authorship are eligible for copyright, as U.S. copyright law requires a human creator. Oh, that's dope. I didn't know that.
So on artwork, well, that's going to music too.
That means the AI check ain't came in yet. Shout out to Ass2 Crimson.
Yeah.
Thank you for the $10. Trap walked out Rick Ross style. He did leave it.
I have to go do something.
Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $2. Let me do the infomercial, G. You don't want to do it.
K-Way, can you follow a script, K-Way?
Shout out to 6'8" Aquarius. Thank you for the $5. How do you feel about vinyl collectors like me that only buy OG copies of vinyls and not reissues? Is there a difference in your opinion? Nah, but I think it's part of what makes
Good question.
you.
Good question, Aquarius. I want to know how you answered this one.
Well, because the problem is he doesn't buy the vinyls for the albums. He's a collector of vinyl. Like he's not buying the music for the music. He buys the music for the vinyl collection.
Oh boy.
So it's no difference in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like you make the vinyl for people that like vinyl, but I understand that that is not how you're consuming the music. I mean, and it is a handful of people that do consume the music that way, but we can't. As a musician, is this your primary business? You can't live your life based off of that few people that are vinyl collectors. Like you got to figure out how to make it a business out of creating songs.
What's your thoughts on bundle packages?
I think that's why people bundling, and that's why they've been doing good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they're doing good. They making something worth your money because you're not playing whatever that product is, most likely. Like I just looked at it the other day. Look at this shit.
What you bought? You bought a bundle?
Man, Coach, all that drawing on my fucking back hurting like crazy.
You said
I think I got a sciatica nerve
issue. Get you something for the chair, man. One of them old man massaging chairs.
That's what he got. Yeah, he gonna have to get something for that chair.
Yeah.
What's in the car? The chair?
I'm saying I gotta hold on. Where that motherfucker at?
Need to put your massage chair up in that Malibu.
Man, that's
it. You know what I mean, you customizing it like that. You can do the joint that turn all the way around.
Anyway, I don't see it, but I had seen the other day. I had seen my Kanye stem player.
Oh, you bought one of them shits?
Yeah, I got one. It's somewhere over here.
That was see within that Kanye was he knew about something that was about to take place with the music. Not that.
It's still not
the item that came with the music came on the device. I know what you're saying. You remember the time when everybody phone ended up getting that U2 album?
Yep.
Y'all remember that shit?
No. I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Probably didn't pay no attention to it. You had it on your phone. Everybody who had Apple Music had this one album on their phone, B. Had the U2 album. Yep. And they pulled
I feel bad now they missed it and shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was years ago. It was years ago, like when streaming first started. They tried some trickery shit.
Somewhere around here, I just don't know where the fuck is that. But yeah, I got the stem player.
That stem player came with Donda 2 on it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just bought it. It was cool.
He bought it and didn't even listen to it. That's the crazy shit about it, though.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ash2 Crimson. Thank you for the $10. Should artists stop posting music on YouTube? It's up to you. They pay like shit for sure. Shout out to Harry Marin. Thank you for the $2. What was the inspiration behind your Rihanna song? At that time, I think I was just really getting into my bag as a gangster rapper. So like poking fun at things that I thought had like a social rhetoric. Like we all kind of was on the inside and we knew that Rihanna and him was fighting and she started to fight and we kind of knew it. So we didn't hold it as serious. So as an MC and as a gangster rapper, I'm like, man, I could play with words however I want to. So shit, I just did something to me that was hella risky but trivial. So when you hear it, like if you listen to the words, that shit is just like what it is. It was at that time. Just really pushing the boundaries of wit. Gotta listen to it. Shout out to Ash 2 Crimson. Thank you for the $10. Farrakhan is still alive though, Glasses. Facts, because he got an army.
That's what I was thinking when I said that.
I said,
we gotta go with the
if we want to be okay, we just go sign up to the Nation of Islam, and you got an army at that point.
Miss Hummus. Miss Hummus, like, we got to get it. You know, Miss Hummus, like, okay.
That's what I was thinking when they were saying that.
Farrakhan-ish with it there.
Shout out to Ash 2 Crimson.
90?
94 or something.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ash 2 Crimson. Thank you for the $10. G. Jesus had dinner with his ops for the cause, as you should. Got to go the whole ride, man. Shout out to DSP. Thank you for the $5. DSP, thank you for the $5. That was a great show. That was great, that show. Salute to King and Sega. Man, it is dope. Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $5. The most dangerous place in this country for a black person is inside the mind of a white person. I'll never be scared of my own people. Me neither.
That's actually dope, actually.
Shout out to Mika Red. Thank you for the $20. Great convo, inspiring ties, man. I know it was deep just listening to perspective. Shout out to Breezy. Thank you for the $2. Get COINTELPRO Joe off the line. Fucking crying. Shout out to Ms. Hummus. Thank you for the $10. Could you imagine if we POC stood up against the white man's oppression? I wish we would get our ish together and unite. There's more of us than them. Damn shame. The problem is when most of them they can kind of get into whiteness. We can't get into whiteness. Everybody else could get into whiteness. So the whole POC dream is just that, a dream. But, you know, I get it. But, you know, if you can assimilate into whiteness, why the fuck would you want to be with the people that's going through hell? That means you would have to be righteous. You would have to be right. You'd have to be for more than just yourself or just yours. Shout out to Ash 2 Crimson. Thank you for the $10. COINTELPRO was one bad day away from being Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, they could call him that.
Oh, yeah, man. Y'all got to get off him, man. He just wanted to talk.
Hard.
He just wanted to talk.
Shout out to Thank you for the $2. He talked as long as Shaka Khan's national anthem.
He thought it was a safe space, guys. What y'all doing?
Safe space here.
What's happening right now?
Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $2. Breezy sound edible is crazy,
hey,
bro.
We gonna start
calling
like
you an old pervert man, K-Way.
We gonna start calling him KY Way.
Man, KY is crazy.
KY Way. Like, what's up with your KY?
Yeah.
Shout out to Ash 2 Crimson. Thank you for the $10. Black History Month just ended, and listen to these calls.
Man, y'all see, it's supposed to be a safe space. They gotta be
no syllabus is not. I told y'all no syllabus is not a safe space.
Apparently not.
I'll be telling niggas, get y'all ass out of here. If you ain't on this shit, get up out of here. Shout out to Baseline. Thank you for the $2. I'm late. How was everyone's weekend? What up? What's up, lunch table? What's happening?
This why them niggas don't like y'all niggas now. They don't trust y'all.
Yo, was you about to sue him just?
Hey, that shit funny. Black History Month just ended. Hey, Ash cooking. Black History Month ended. Listen to these calls. No Sitters Live to lunch hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here, noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. I hope we got you through your lunchtime. Some interesting thoughts. Get you back into your workspace. Don't take no shit from none of your white coworkers.
Oh boy.
This is not the take no shit. This is the take no shit day. Thank y'all for popping in. We will see y'all Wednesday. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. New episode dropping tomorrow. Make sure you tap in. I talk about jobs and I have to explain cripping to jobs, trap and Lex. It's a great episode. You can listen to the No Ceilings podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Ceilings podcast, executive produced by Charlamagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. Shout out to our sponsor, millsbymanny.com, MANNIE.com, for the 2027. If you're tired of cooking, you want to lose weight, gain weight, head over to millsbymanny.com. Let Manny get your meals right. If you want to cook them yourself, grab some of his Hood Fire seasoning, millsbymanny.com. We will see y'all Wednesday up in this thing and get to that Jay-Z conversation about this new album. because we ain't get to talk about it. We almost 3 hours in. So much love. We will see y'all Wednesday.
All right,
Wednesday.
Wolfpack
Peace.
_prime on Instagram,
Instagram.
baby. Come follow your boy.
And Gatekeepers out right now. Much love to y'all.
Yep. New episode out.